What is up, people? What is up, people? What is up, people? It is your boy, MM2K. Glad to be back with this illustrious panel. All right. And let me introduce everybody here. And we are back on the commission. I was on special hiatus for a little bit. But we're going to get right into this one because we got a lot of topics. That's what you noticed. There was no music playing. We ain't playing, hey, Mr. DJ. Ain't no Jean A here today. We getting into these topics. With no further ado, let's get into it. Let me introduce our illustrious panel. Let me first by starting with Mrs. Tronny. Tronny, how have you been?
I'm doing good. I've been working crazy. Shoot. And you know what? Working with, different types of alcohol is actually pretty cool.
That's not, hey, that's a good gig. I can dig that one.
Oh yeah. But playing games wise, yo, I went back to play some of my old titles because I like to go back to the games I played for the PS4. And I went back to play Neo Cooney, and I forgot I forgot that I had that DLC in there. So I started playing it, and I realized how much they put a lot of work into the story.
I feel so. That's one of the things that I miss, Tron. I was looking at that physical copy that I have in Noonie Cooney, and I was like, damn, I wish I could play this, but I don't have a PlayStation right now. So it is on PC though, right?
I don't know.
Which Nina Cooney?
I got
think
the second one.
The second one.
I think it's PS4 only. I'm gonna double check while we're talking.
Okay.
Let me look.
That's a hurt piece, but yeah, definitely, I can dig that. Next down the line, we got, you heard her voice, you heard her interrupting the reminiscing that me and Tronny was doing over Nina Cooney. She just got to take the spotlight. No, my homegirl Snow Bunny. It's been a long time, Bunny. What you been up to?
Nothing much. Welcome back, and to everyone who's in here, Happy New Year, because I haven't seen a lot of you.
Absolutely.
On my show, I think we had one episode since the new year on Ying Meets Yang, but last week I had to bow out. I was extremely sick.
Yeah.
So I had to bow out last week. We're going to be back this Sunday, talking it up, chatting it up at 2:00 again. I've been working as normal. I have actually been playing. I've also started over on my channel, Snow Bunny Gaming, a Saturday night stream of Stardew Valley from the PlayStation 4. So
Sorry.
I've been doing that, and I'm planning on starting another stream of a different game. I'm just trying to figure out what day to do it on. So right now, I'll be live streaming Stardew Valley on my PlayStation 4 tomorrow night, starting anywhere between 8 and 9 p.m. And we usually go for about 2 hours. So that's all that's been going on with me.
That's awesome. I did catch a couple of the streams. I'm loving the Snow Bunny streams coming back. So definitely keep it up. And last but not least, speaking of streams, Bunny, this guy tries to be the one man playing everything band. His name is, I know that was cheesy. His name is none other than Project Storm. Storm, what's going on, homie? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm going to say this right here. Anthony Chipmunk, what's going on? Eric
Anthony.
Lugo, what's going on? Happy New Year to you too, brother. I ain't got time for MM2K and his shenanigans and all that right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and keep it basic and say, look, I play a lot of games. I'm a gamer. I told everybody that I'm a gamer. I buy these consoles. I put together this PC. So all I'm going to do is just play my games now. I didn't know that was against the gaming law. So with that being said, y'all, you know what it is. Commission is back in full effect. You know how we do, man. We took some time off to get our thoughts together and enjoy these games and all this news. And boy, we're going to bring it to you tonight.
Absolutely.
But MM2K, man, I just noticed something out here in these streets, man.
Yes, sir.
They messing with my homie, man, on Twitter right now. They messing with my homie Grace Yang. Hey, we'll get into that a little later off air, man. But
okay, yeah.
That's what got me right now, man. Man,
I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on that. They messing with
hey,
Gracie.
I own it, hey, bro.
Oh yeah. I got you. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Hey, man, but look, here's the deal, though, y'all. Tonight is gonna be a good one. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot to talk about. So many platforms we got to cover. You know what I mean? So much, just sit back, enjoy the ride is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
And
man.
MM2K,
Yes,
I was
ma'am.
wrong.
What'd I
Nino
do?
Kuni, no, saying I was wrong.
Oh,
Nino Kuni 2 is on PC also.
but you know what? This is going to sound
I know.
superficial as hell. I want to play it on PlayStation. I want to play, you know what I'm saying? Because I have a certain affinity and attachment to playing RPGs on my PlayStation. Even when I wasn't the biggest PlayStation fan, Bunny, I was all the Wild Arms, the god daggone Luna Silvers. I'm looking at them right now. That's why my
Oh,
voice
the
is
Luna
panning out.
Silver.
Luna
Luna Silver
Silver
complete,
was
Luna Blue
awesome. I
complete.
used to own that one.
Yeah, I got them all,
I
baby.
had it every time I want to get Luna Silver, it was always out. Like it was never in stock. Like
I
you
got
will
them
buy
all,
that.
baby.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've had that since like 90. What was it, 96? Yep, beat them all.
yeah. But
Um,
it's okay, man, because you gotta think about it. Like I have my Switch and my PlayStation 4 now. There's some games I prefer to play on Switch, and some games I prefer to play on PlayStation 4.
absolutely,
It's
yeah.
getting to that point. So we all have our preferences, and it's for different reasons that we prefer certain games on certain platforms.
Yeah.
Like I love my visual novels. I love them on the Switch because I can take them and go very easily. But for some of the visual novels that I can't get on the Switch that's on PlayStation, I'm gonna have them on PlayStation.
Shout out to the homie Raider guy in the house. Raider
That's
guy
right.
87 in the house. What's going on, man?
That's right.
Do us a huge favor, because a lot of people may not know that we're back, even though we tried to spam the hell out of y'all Twitter. Do us a huge favor. Just hit that like button, hit that Hunchback Well arrow below to let everybody know that we are ready to go. All right. Let's do it real quick, y'all, before we get, because we got like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 topics. I think we can do it, though. I think we can speed run it. But let's talk about PNTS Network. So tonight you have The Commission, that is co-hosted by Snow Bunny, Tronny, Project Storm, and MM2K. Normally we air every Thursday, but we wanted to make sure that everybody, that's our new time slot, Thursdays, 8 p.m., but we wanted to make sure that everybody was available. So that's why we're running tonight at 8 p.m. But you normally, unless schedules permit otherwise, you'll catch us Thursdays, 8 p.m. All right. Tomorrow, SML Podcast, co-hosted by, again, Project Storm, MM2K. And we're doing a huge giveaway. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. We'll get more into it tomorrow. But we're doing a huge giveaway for a Stadia Premiere bundle. So definitely want to be eligible. Participating, watching this podcast will help you become eligible. So spread the news. And that podcast airs every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then Sunday, Ying Meets Yang of Gaming, also co-hosted by Project Storm, Snow Bunny Gaming. They talk about the latest and greatest in gaming news. One gives a technical perspective. One gives look, I just want to play the damn game perspective. It is the greatest collaboration of minds on earth. Check it out every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last but not least, Wednesdays is SSC Podcast. Also co-hosted by, you'll notice a trend here, co-hosted by Project Storm, MM2K, and when he can make it, Eddie Player One. And whoever, we got a special guest coming on next week. I haven't even told Storm about this yet, but we got a special guest coming on next week. Check us out every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely check that out for all you latest and greatest Stadia news. Also, if you want now Project Storm is on everything. Tronny, where can people also find you at from time to time?
You can find me on the Roundtable Podcast. The Roundtable Podcast.
Shout out
is
to them.
Yes, it's on King Thrash Gaming. And you guys, man, it's crazy over there. So be prepared.
Be ready.
We have all type of topics and stuff. But sometimes we'll be on point. We'll have also special guests every now and then, so you never know.
Definitely look for the Roundtable Podcast, King Thrash, Sick Humor, Tronny, and many others. Definitely look out for them. Check out their content. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to go. But shout out, hey Storm, can you shout out everybody in the chat real quick before we get rocking and rolling today, man?
Hey man, you know I love to. Hold on, man. So starting from the top, not from the bottom, we got Anthony Chipmunk in the building again. Eric Lugo first to show up. You know what I'm saying, representing, and we got G Millie. G Million came through, y'all. Check him out. You see that blue link? I mean that blue the blue link or whatever you want to call it. That blue text means that G Millie is a mod for the channel.
Yes.
But he also has a channel here on YouTube. Check him out when you get a chance, y'all. Charles Oran in the building. Charles Oren. My bad. Charles Oren. I can't see your bad habits are rubbing off on me.
My dyslexic ways.
Yeah, man. Brother. You just say what you want and just get away with it. I can't. Hey, we got Raider Guy 87 who listened to the call, man.
Yeah,
and now
he sure did. He's doing the damn thing.
By the name. Keep that name on your mind, man. I'm sure he's going to be doing major things, so stay tuned.
We'll be in touch, Raider Guy. We'll be in touch, definitely.
And subscribe to that as well.
Absolutely.
We got Paul G. You know who Paul G is?
Paul G. Paul G's in the Paul G. What's up, brother?
The crew. We got Fatal Charade. I was over there checking out your live stream a few days ago. Fatal Charade. I can't remember which night it was, man, but it was a good one. It was a funny one. You were playing some of the wrestling clips, brother.
Yeah.
I was up in there. See, Fatal Charade, you ain't even know, but I was returning the love, man, because you always showing up to our stuff. I said, let me check out the Crumb Side Wrestling, and I jumped into that wrestling stream that you were doing with the clips, man, just to let you know. And then that's it, man, for right now. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling, y'all.
Definitely. A couple other programming notes, real quick, y'all. If you're a follower of Stadia content and you're not following this channel, next week you may want to do so. I run a program called Stadia Live Session. I know the community they enjoy it. That's going to start airing next week here. Stadia Live Sessions are going to come here. I kind of talked about it on last channel. Definitely check out my last video. I don't want to bore y'all too much with that, but we're going to try to air it here to try to clean up some space for some other people. Project Storm. Some other people to start putting content out there on Stadia Dosage. So definitely subscribe here. Also, the other programming note, definitely listen tomorrow to SML Podcast. We're giving away a Stadia Premiere bundle, and you want to make sure that you're eligible for this. So we're going to break it all down for you tomorrow. So I just wanted to throw those two programming notes out there. All right. I think that's everything, right? Guys and gals, I think I got everything covered.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll talk to you about that after the show.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. All right. Yeah, we got it all. Let's get started. We got a ton of stuff to talk about. We've been gone for a few weeks.
Too long.
Yes, too long. Let's get started.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Cyberpunk apology. I don't have a link right now, but many people saw it. The apology. Yeah. We're so sorry that we gave you a half-assed, pissed-off game.
Nice job, bro.
I was pulling in my inner CD Projekt Red. Yes, so sorry. It was like piss and poop. Let me not get too wordy with it. What did y'all think about it? Who wants to grab at it first? What did y'all think about that apology and the time frame that they given?
I think that apology is to get rid of any future litigations that may come about, because they got that litigation where if they don't fix it, they got to pay like some money to the government. So I think they released this statement to try to ward off anything else.
Any other thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on the apology? Is it suffice? What about the time frame? Because a lot of people miss what they did. Is they was real slick about it. The updates, the next gen updates were supposed to come in the first half of 2021. They pushed it back to the latter half. So everything included. What do you guys think about? Who wants to grab at it next?
Go Tronny.
Oh, I was just saying, like, it's exactly how I feel about a lot of these companies who do this little apology videos. To me, it's a little too late. I feel like they should have apologized if they felt like they were really sorry, they could have done that like in December when things got worse.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that are huge red flags, even with the apology. I just looked at a little bit of it and I just got more with it. It's kind of like you're telling me like you're sorry because you got caught.
Yeah.
You're not sorry because you're not sorry because you fucked up the whole thing because you knew what you were doing. You got caught.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why. It's a form of cheating. Okay, come on. That's what it feels like. Your boyfriend cheated on you, then what? A few months later, he wants to apologize.
Yeah.
What the heck is that supposed to do? I moved on.
Yeah, I did that. I did that before. I did that before.
Oh,
I can't lie.
Oh, we got a CD Project Red program on our panel. No.
Yeah.
Hey, let's keep it all the way goddamn real. I don't care, bro. This is how we do it. It's real around here. It's 2021. It's time to be real.
Keep it
y'all.
real.
We gotta
Take the
let it
skeletons
out
out the
now.
closet, brother.
Really.
Hey,
Hey, you know
check
what?
this out. Check this out, y'all. I'm straight now, though. I'm a saint now. You know what I'm saying?
You had to learn the hard way, man. Yeah, I'm
a
right
saint.
with you.
You gotta learn.
I'm
ain't
right
from
with
New
you,
Orleans,
Storm.
though. I'm a saint, but I ain't from New Orleans. Check this out. CD Project Red, y'all. This is how I felt before. You heard me say it on Ying Meets Yang of Gaming. Shout out to Snow Bunny. You know who she is. You know what we do on Sundays at 2 Eastern Time. And if you don't know, this Sunday you can find out because we will be going live if all is well.
Yes.
And I say that because I was worried about you, Bunny. I ain't gonna lie, man. I gotta let the people know. I said, damn, Bunny is up here and she ain't feeling good, and she put it out there on Twitter and everything. I said, oh, let me hit the floor and start praying and everything. I gotta make sure Bunny is good. Damn, for multiple reasons, but it's not just because of this all this stuff we do right now with these streams and all that. Bunny, it's because you are the fam. You know what I'm saying? So I had to see what was going down. And that's just how it is. So with that being said, though, y'all, back to the Cyberpunk. Yo, I was backing them the whole time. And I understood why people were frustrated. So I definitely advocated for the people that was pissed off because they spent their 60. What I wish would have happened now, since we're talking about apologies, and like Tronny said, I do agree with you, Tronny, when you're sorry because you got caught. That apology should have came out before you even bought the damn game on a base model one and the PS4. Like that apology should came. Hey, look, I'm sorry, y'all. This game is not about to be worth this $60 that y'all about to drop. Now, we are going to be working feverishly on the enhancements, patches, and updates for y'all, and we're going to get those out as soon as we can. On top of that, if you choose to buy the game today, we will throw in the free DLC, Day City. Damn Night City. We're going to throw in the Day City DLC and all that for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
hey, Moss, you laughing, bro, but
I know, but I feel you, bro. I feel you.
It's not a laughing matter to all the many people that spent their money, all the investors who thought they was about to come up in the middle of COVID. Brother, sisters, I don't know. Like, that's just how I feel about it. Janky is the word. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Yeah, it definitely was not. Like, I'm with you, Storm, in a lot of your earlier sentiments. And we were going, I don't want to say we were going back and forth, but we were having very dispirited debate with the ladies, right? Because the ladies were like, this is bull crap. This is like rat poop in our canned goods. What the hell's going on here? And me and you was like, look, man, we ain't even sweating it. You know why? Because we got 3,000 series cards, baby.
This dude said rat poop in our canned goods, and he ain't even high. He ain't high or nothing. He ain't
I ain't had
like
the Old Milwaukee yet.
You know what I'm saying? He's smoking 15 years. I guarantee y'all.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's just like Charlie said, they got caught, and now, like, with everything going on, with all this stuff that's coming out that we're finding out, it's like, okay, they had to come out with this apology, because I think the lawsuits were about to get a lot bigger than what we know about now.
Man, we got Nethos in the damn building. Y'all better
Nethos
act
in the
like y'all know what
building.
it is. You know what I'm saying? Act
What's
like y'all know
up?
what it is. Because I know who I'm coming to for my Halo news. Shit.
Hell yeah, we
Know
got
who I'm
celebrities in
coming
the
to.
house.
Believe that. What's going on, brother? Good to see you up in the building, man. Where are we?
But Cyberpunk with
Uh,
that apology was a little too late. That apology should have came out 2 weeks after that game came out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Bunny, you're right. And but see, you and Tronny predicted it. And I'm gonna tell you, I gotta give y'all credit. I always do. You know what I mean? You'll hear me time to time saying how Bunny and Tronny dropped this on our heads, but me and Moss and others don't want to listen. We be like, oh, okay, we hear what you're saying and everything, but when it happens, then y'all just sit back and don't say a damn thing while we up here trying to clean everything up. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
y'all definitely called it out a long time ago. You said that something was janky about it, about the situation. Tronny said, this is why I don't buy games and platforms and all that stuff day one, right away. I don't just throw my money out. I'm paraphrasing, but y'all get the point.
Oh yeah, when we were talking about how all these people pre-ordered it, and we were
Yeah,
saying something was janky before I pre-ordered. Because like I said, if something looks janky, I will cancel a pre-order in a New York minute.
right. And so,
Mhm.
of course, I didn't listen. Me and Moss went out there. Combined, we spent $240. Combined, I
Yeah.
paid for the game on 2 platforms. And I don't regret it though. I don't know how you feel, Moss, man, but I don't regret
I don't regret it.
paying for the game because it is beautiful on PC. I got a chance to boot it up. I would have been looking at other people's footage, wishing, window shopping and all that. And I said, nah, I'm gonna just go ahead and drop this 60 on it. I rocks with CD Projekt Red. I like The Witcher 3. I like The Witcher 2. It's gonna be one of those games. And the guy even said it. Don't he get don't he get a pass for saying that this game was a game that's never been done before? I mean, won't he get a
I mean,
pass for that
yeah,
though?
he gets a pass for saying it, but my whole thing is the way he was talking, and I'm going to let's keep it 100. The way that apology was sounding, he was saying, "Hey, yeah, we were trying to make it look the best on the best computers." He wasn't even like saying that they were trying to make it for mid-tier PCs. They were trying to
Yeah.
say, screw all you people with your mid-tier PCs. You best have a such and such and such and such in order to play our game properly, or else you're not true gamers.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
feeling I got from that apology.
See,
Like,
but
yeah,
But see, this
I
is
have
a
a question.
cautionary tale, because of what you ladies said before and what we were saying afterwards. You were warning that hey, people shouldn't do the pre-order, shouldn't hop all over games unless and not read the fig leaves. Like there were too many signs that there were problems. Remember when all the reports came out, it's being held back because of the base Xbox or the base PlayStation, and CD Projekt Red come out and said, oh, that's hogwash. And then we had the yellow chair gang that said, ha, that's hogwash. I got me a yellow chair. This is a cautionary tale that those people are what? Liars. Then on top of that, shout out to the homie Project Storm. I'm going to let y'all feast on this and tell me what y'all think about this as well. Project Storm said, look, man, I done booted up the thing on the 3000. I'm having a grand old time. It's like Toyota. You know, Toyota normally makes fantastic cars. For some reason, though, they always F up the Camrys, though. So you feel bad for the people that's driving in the Camrys, but you like all together, Toyota ain't too horrible. But Project Storm said what they did is they built this game from the top down, and they didn't make it seem that way. They made it seem like that the 8th generation consoles is where they were starting at, and they were going to scale up. So what do you guys think about those revelations?
I mean, he admitted that that's what they did. And that's what my thing and I had said that. I said it seems like they were building this game strictly for PC.
You sure did
They
say
were
it as well.
they were getting money because they didn't have the money, so they were getting money from these companies. Say, oh yeah, we'll put it on your console, we'll put it on this. They meant for that game to be strictly a PC game, and I guarantee you. They went to investors and like, yeah, we want to put this game on the PC only. And investors was like, nah, you got to put that onto some consoles too, fam. We're not going to have a Star Citizen type of.
Well, hold on now. You got to throw Stadia in there because Stadia had that
But you gotta
architecture and they had
remember,
that infrastructure.
but you gotta remember when Cyberpunk 2077 was announced,
Yeah.
Stadia wasn't even on the
Yeah, I got
horizon.
you.
Good point.
You right
Good
on
point.
that. You
Good
right on
point.
that though.
Great point.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Yeah, Stadia came afterwards, right around the time when that game was ready to launch. But Stadia wasn't even a fart in the wind
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
announced Cyberpunk
And
2077.
I know Tronny wanted to get in here, but I just want to throw this out here real quick. And proof that they built it from the top down and not the bottom up is, I mean, look, let's be real. The power of the cloud, I know that's cliche, but it's the truth now. The power of the cloud with Stadia, along with the fact that it is 10.7 teraflops, Digital Foundry confirmed that. That's why they said, oh, we don't understand why we're not seeing better visuals here and there. It's because of the codecs. They need to do more research. But nonetheless, Stadia is more powerful than the 8th gen consoles. That being said, it's proven how well this runs because the Stadia version is what, Storm? It's a PC port. That I just tells you that all the resources and their nooks and crannies went into the PC versions, and then the consoles were afterthought. But Tronny, you wanted to jump in. What were you going to say? Oh, she's muted. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was who was up?
Too long.
I know. I'm sorry. What was you going to say, Storm?
So basically, you're absolutely right, man. Now, Bunny, you're right. No, you're good. So if you want to go now, trying to go ahead, you got it.
Okay. Sorry, I walked
No, it's
a
all
little
right.
bit.
You good?
So can you repeat what you said?
No, I was just,
So,
I know you wanted to jump in before I had interrupted. You were going to say something about
Oh,
Cyberpunk.
so I was saying about the CG Project Red. I was just talking about how, like, when I was talking about earlier, how it's like, I just don't want to. I think this whole thing, though, it teaches a lesson that developers cannot bring out games that are at least 60% done. They have to be around the 90s. And
Girl,
I
you
do
giving
not
that game credit. You giving that game credit. I don't even think
Oh,
it's 60% done.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, no, I said I'm not talking about Metacritic. I'm just talking about like
I'm
percentage
talking
of how
about.
much.
That's what I'm talking about. You giving the game too much
Oh,
credit. I don't even think that game was
oh,
60% ready to be released.
Oh, that's
you
it.
do like
You know what?
40, 50,
Yeah,
or 40,
it was
like 20,
low.
30.
It was
It
low.
was low, yeah. I would say 20%.
As far as polish
They
is
got the
concerned,
models in there.
definitely.
Yeah, they got the polish down packed, but when it comes to like everything else, I just like I just couldn't buy that game, even though I have the money to buy the physical copy. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do that to myself.
No. There, people are saying if you want to get a relic, you need to get it because it's going to be super rare to find, and people gonna want that like janky
The
1.0
original build.
version. They're gonna want to see how bad the original version of it was.
Oh, this is what they can make jokes about. That's all it is. It's not really all that serious. I have games that have that. Yeah, I just feel like but I really just want to say I do not want to see any games in the future that looks like this because, like I said, this is just a huge wake up call to all developers, not just CG Project Red, but all of them. You know,
Exactly.
we've seen this with Fallout 76. We've seen it to that new Avengers game. We see this stuff all the time where games come out broken or it's just so like, or they try to push you to buy all this cosmetics and stuff, and you barely can play the game if you don't have the cosmetics. I'm just saying in general, this is something that everyone it has to watch.
You know what?
You just can't.
Oh no, go ahead. I thought you were finishing. My bad.
No, I'm not done. I just said they just had to, they just had to look at this like, well, damn. Well, I guess we better start finishing our games before we ship them out.
Absolutely, Tronny. That's what a way to segue into my thoughts and what Nethos is out here saying. He said they said CD Projekt Red made even Bethesda look at them spooky, right? Now I was sitting up here thinking,
Yeah.
but I'm sitting up here thinking, Neth, I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking about, okay, I got to throw 343 in there. I got to throw EA in there. They didn't learn from Ubisoft and all these other developers and publishers and stuff like that. Like They just went ahead and just went green with it. Like, we just gonna drop this shit. It don't even matter what people think. They're gonna buy this. It's Cyberpunk,
Wait
baby.
a
We
minute, but
good. We
wait a minute,
gold.
but wait a minute. I got a quote. I don't know if anybody follows Jim Sterling or watch any of his videos, but he made the
I do.
comment. He said in 1 week he's done more content on Cyberpunk 27 and all their screw ups that it took him a year to get with Fallout 76 and every broken game from EA.
You see? But this
I
is what I'm
mean, he
saying.
did that, and he's like, "This is 1 week worth of information." He said, "I've never had to do this many videos for those games." He said, "It took me a whole year to get this amount from Bethesda games and EA games and things like that." It's
Right.
like Cyberpunk was like, "Oh, let's see how fast we can just blow this shit out the water with tanking it."
And that now they know that it wasn't the best move. But see, it's because the consumer stood up, man. They were like, "Oh hell no!" Just like they did with PS5 and the Xbox Series X and everything. Like the voices, hey, the voices came out, Stadia, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The case is, voices came out, so people wasn't trying to have that shit. And I don't know if it had anything to do with the pandemic, man. Just my thoughts. Like people were like, "Look, man, my money is, my money is hard to come by right now," and so I'm definitely raising hell right now, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm dropping at 6. I don't know, but it seemed like
Nah,
everybody across the board, no matter what platform you were on, they were going back at that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say it. They was
nah,
going back at it.
but here's the one thing each and every one of us got to think about. What if Cyberpunk had launched when it was supposed to launch back in
Oh dear
March?
Lord! Don't stop. Look, V's name would be Dot.
Yep.
Instead
Okay.
of and look, it would be a 2D side scroller. That game
Oh,
is
I
all
mean
man.
fucked
that
up.
that I mean, and I think those physical
That shit would look like
copies,
Jungle Hunt.
Yeah.
and I'm
Pitfall and shit.
thinking
Yeah.
those physical copies that are out right now, that 1.0 build as they call it,
Uh-huh.
I'm betting those were the copies that were printed already to launch in March. Because how is it that you
Possibly.
have how is it that you have a 50 gig update on launch day
I wonder.
and you have a disc?
I wonder if those were did they certify? Yeah, I think they did certify gold in March. Yeah, I think they did. So Bunny, I think you're right. Not because I remember listening to an IGN episode and they had certified gold, I think. Or I could be wrong. I don't know. Neithel, somebody in the chat, let me know if I pulled out the old Milwaukee too soon or what. But I think they certified gold in March 2020.
Hey, and you know what though, bro? I'm sitting up here thinking, Moss, and this is the first time I'm about to ask this question to all of y'all, man. Chat, panel. Do y'all think that the game was more ambitious than the hardware that we currently have? I'm just asking now. Think about it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. So
Yeah.
so then don't they get another pass? I'm always trying to figure out a way how to,
Oh,
to give them a pass.
no.
But I'm
You know
just
why I don't
saying,
give him a pass, Storm?
what
You
if
know
they,
why I
what
don't
if
give
they,
him...
Moss, wait, Moss, what if they anticipated that the hardware would be better than it is, so therefore the game would, like the CPUs would be able to calculate everything better, and you won't see as much BS with these glitches and bugs and all that stuff because now everything's working better. I don't know. I'm just thinking like that when it comes to tech.
Here's what they did, bro. Here's what they did. They looked at what they did with Witcher 3 because they knew Witcher 3 couldn't be released on 7th gen hardware, so they saved it for the 8th gen. And when they saved it for the 8th gen, they looked at how popular it was, even though it was buggy. Remember, Witcher 3 was buggy as hell at first, right? People were making fun of it. The horse roach was floating in the air and all this other crazy stuff, right? And then but people tolerated it because it was overall such a great experience. And what they did, Storm, is they thought to themselves, they said, look what we did with Witcher 3.
Oh my God, Neithel's just confirmed what I thought.
This is Cyberpunk went gold in October. Okay, I thought it went gold in March. It went gold in October. So yeah, Witcher 3 comes out to all this critical acclaim, and they're thinking to themselves, what if we release Witcher? If we were able to get away with releasing Witcher 3 At the end of the last generation, Witcher 3 would have blew up. Let's try it with this Cyberpunk game. We're going to build it. We're going to do what we normally do. We're going to build it from the top up from the PC world. Remember, we talked about that before we went on vacation. That, CD Projekt Red always does this. They always build from the PC level and work their way down. And what they thought they could do is by getting all this extra money and all this extra investment that they would be able to create, to scale it down enough for the current or the last gen, and they weren't able to do that. And therefore, they bit off more than they could chew. And
that's what I think.
I brought that up because we were talking pre-show, and it reminds me of BioWare before BioWare became the yuck BioWare of now. But when they were at their apex, remember they always wanted to do Mass Effect. They've been wanting to do Mass Effect when they were doing Knights of the Old Republic, but they couldn't because they didn't have the resources, the manpower, and the money. So what did they do? They dropped one Night of the Knights of the Old Republic. They dropped the second one. They did a Dragon Age. They did a couple more games. Then finally, when they signed a lucrative deal with Microsoft, and Microsoft said, "Here, we're gonna give you the money, we're gonna give you the time." Then they dropped Mass Effect. They've been had Mass Effect on their platter, but they waited until the appropriate time to do it. I love the game. It's great. It's not mind-blowing, but it's fire. And I think it would have been a lot better had they just waited maybe a year or two and made it a next-gen game exclusively. And I think they just bit off more than they could chew.
I think the problem is, and this is the reason I can't give them a pass. First off, I personally think they took all that money to put it on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah,
and
that's the
focused.
problem.
I mean, they took all that money. Then come to find out they couldn't release it. Like I said, I think they just wanted to get the money to make the best PC version there was. And then be like, okay, well, we're gonna move it. But then when they tried to move it to next gen consoles, the companies was like, no, we did all this marketing. We paid for all this marketing for the PlayStation, because you gotta remember they were marketing it in 2018 at E3 for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a loss of money for the
Yeah, because they did it on the Microsoft stage with Keanu Reeves.
Exactly. And that's the thing you gotta think about. Okay, they knew they were going to be putting these games out on this, okay? We never know how the consoles, we never know how the hardware is going to be. You can't, it's called a bait and switch. You can't bait companies with saying, okay, we'll put it on this hardware, this hardware, this hardware. Oh, wait, new hardware coming out. We're going to just switch it up and do it on this hardware. You can't do that.
Can you imagine how sick people are that paid all that extra money for that ugly ass console, and for the Xbox One version at that, and it plays horrible there? Can you imagine how bad?
Can you imagine the people who paid all that money for the special collector's edition?
That's what I'm talking about. Yep.
I'm not talking about the consoles. I'm talking about the $250 collector's edition.
The collector's edition, the console, because wasn't the console and the collector's edition, didn't they do like a bundle for like $400 or something like that? Something crazy.
No, the collector's edition is a huge ass thing by itself.
That's crazy. That's sick. That's disgusting. Last question,
you had to return that with the game if you decided to return it. Is what Bunny, I think you're trying to hint at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Last question, y'all, on this. Can they turn this around? I know we kind of like answered this before, but at the state that we're at right now, can they turn this around? Can they get? When I say turn this around, they've already made money. But when I say turn this around, I mean specifically, they were projected to make 30 million sales off of this. Can they do that? And can they also get back in the good graces of the community?
Turn around. Hey, check it out. I think they can turn it around, man. I really do. Okay. And they will turn it around. It's just going to take a little bit more time. That's all. Yeah. We should be used to it right now as gamers, though, right? Yeah. I mean, it ain't the first time. See, like I keep saying, CD Projekt Red.
It's not the first time, but the thing is I think this is the first time that is this bad. My only thing, I don't know. It's a catch-22. Like I was telling you, I don't have a dog in this fight because I can't play the game anyway. But I also don't want this to be set as a precedent for things down the road.
Well, if you
Um,
think that everything's about to get good in this world of greed, I don't know,
no, no,
Bunny. You
no,
might have to
no.
lower your
No.
expectation.
I'm not saying. I'm not okay. I understand things happen where games release where it needs updates, it needs patches. It's a computer program. It always happens. But I don't want people to release games on saying that they're going to release these games on this console, and then when they release it on the console, it's a half-ass console port. Prime example, I had the same shit that happened with people who bought City Project Red when I bought my time in Portia for the Switch. The shit was not optimized for the Switch. It fucking ran awful on the damn Switch. It ran so bad that I tried playing it for an hour when I got it after they updated the game. And it was so bad that I have not put it in my Switch in like 2 years to see if they fixed it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand games release in that state and they may need updates and they may need patches and things. But in some cases it's unacceptable for the way the games are released because they know it's going to be a cash grab. I kind of think this is waking up a lot of companies' eyes to be like, we need to do a slight better job at this. But we all know what City Project Red is capable of. We know what they're capable of. We've seen what they're capable of. I don't want them to set this as a precedent for themselves.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
think they
think
can
this.
afford to, so we don't have to worry about that. Charles just told you that there was a third person mod. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that's on PC, but
Uh
at least
huh.
a third
Yeah. So,
person.
but it looks real janky. It looks real janky. It's real funny looking. I saw the mod that somebody created a third person mod for Cyberpunk 2077. It looks real janky, but it's funny in the jankiness of it.
I feel
Yeah.
you. We got Shark G in the house, MM2K, before we move
Shot
on.
G, what's
You know what
going
I'm saying?
on, brother? Good. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for the support as always. So yeah, I mean, I know this is a subject
Oh,
matter.
and what I was going to say is, um, it's like my grandmother would say if she was still living, and somebody did this to make her angry, and like you know how you had all the refunds and everything. My
Hmm.
grandmother would just be like, "They didn't tore their drawers with me. I'm done with them."
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I had a couple pair of those too. You know what I
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they can come back. I think they can come back. It's just I don't know if they're going to reach the 30 million, but I think they learned a very valuable lesson that because they're so ambitious with the top down method that they better get a lot of help to make sure that they can optimize it on the lowest, the lowest efficient
Or
hardware before they make these promises. And they take the money, like you said.
or just decide you're gonna go make PC only games.
I see. Here's the thing, Bunny. I don't know why more developers, and maybe it's just me. Maybe this is crazy MM2K talking. What the Old Milwaukee? I don't get why companies like Bethesda, CD Projekt Red, that know that they struggle with the weaker hardware, why don't they start off making the game the first year or six
Yep.
months for
Yes, sir.
PC?
Well,
Just make it
I
for
know the
PC.
answer. I got
Why?
my
What?
hand raised. If you
Yes,
allow me
sir.
to
Go ahead.
answer.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Educate me.
Okay, MM2K. The answer to that is, well, it's greed. I just said it about
Yeah.
2.5 minutes ago. It goes back to the greed situation that we're in right now. That's detrimental to gaming. But at the same time, man, people are looking at these bottom lines. That's why these investors that we were talking about before the show,
Mm-hmm.
all these people want their money, man. They don't give a damn. I mean, you know how it is. It's the corporate world, bro. It's just they want that money. They are jumping into every damn thing. Gaming chairs. People like you'll find Sears or somebody, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, trying to jump in the goddamn and into the gaming chair. Like it's just great. SSDs. Now everybody and their moms wants to make SSDs. You see
SSDs. Yeah.
people, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so this is what the problem is. Everybody want a piece of that pie and they don't care. They don't care about the gamers. They care about that bottom line. And that's unfortunately I don't see that changing in the near future. I just don't see it changing.
Yeah. It's a shame. Well, hopefully things will turn up. I do suspect with a lot of their patches and stuff coming down the road, the game is going to get a lot better. Let's just see how it lands with the gaming public. All right. Great discussion, y'all. Golly. Now we're going on to the more recent big topic discussion today. I'll say this week. LucasArts Films gaming wing has resurfaced. It doesn't look like they're going to be developing games, but it looks like that they're working with top-notch development teams to publish games. 2 games that they announced was Indiana Jones and the Star Wars game that they're doing with Massive. Let's first tackle the Indiana Jones game. Who wants to tackle this first? And they're working with Bethesda's Machine Games that makes Wolfenstein to make this revitalize this Indiana Jones games. Who's excited about this, or what are your overall thoughts? Who want to grab that first?
I'm excited about it because I just got off Wolfenstein on the Series X, man.
I did notice, yes, sir.
And PC. And PC, and the game just the way it feels, man. It feels so damn good. It's fast paced. Everything just works. I know a lot of people didn't really play Youngblood like that, but
it's a great game. I think it's a great game.
If you bring that level of talent over to something like an Indiana Jones, and you make that setting kind of dope and interesting and entertainment, it's got to have the ball though. You know, the ball that drops and everything. It's got to have all that in there. It's got to be like a real blockbuster, AAA quality game, or else it's just going to flop, man. It's my opinion on it. So they have to treat it right, is all I'm saying. And I think that's a talented team. I think they could pull it off, man. They have the assets. They have the experience. Why not? You know what I mean? People trying new things got us games like Horizon Zero Dawn and others, you know? So I want to see what they could do.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? Anybody else want to grab at that? Anybody excited for this? Or what do you think about this?
I need more information.
Mm-hmm.
They just showed a basic trailer. I can't get hyped for anything right now. I can't do any of that because I need more information. I did enjoy some of the older Indiana Jones games. But like I said, I need more information. I need to know which way the story's going to go. Lucasfilms has the right to games and the future Indiana Jones movies, but the first 4 movies, those rights are still belonging to Paramount.
That's an interesting point.
So with those 4 movies belonging to Paramount, will this be this is going to be a whole new game?
Mm-hmm.
That's not even going to tie in with any of the older films. I mean, like the other games in the past, none of them tied in with the films. No, some of them did. I remember Last Crusade was on the Game Boy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because I think I owned that one. I can't remember.
Bunny, I think you're being too harsh. They showed you a book, they showed you pieces of paper, and they showed you a table. You should be in love with this game, right?
Oh my god.
That's like let me explain to you why that is not such a good way to think about it. That's like your friend passing you the number to a guy or a woman and telling you to this is a blind date or something, you should go talk to this person, and then you talk to them and they sound awesome on the phone, like, oh my god, you're envisioning their voice is making you think all these things about how they look, and then when you meet them in life, they disappoint you.
I could visualize that right now, looking like Janet Jackson out here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you up here thinking, oh, this person looks like this, and then when you meet them,
looking like Freddie Jackson.
I mean, you try to figure out a way to slip out the back door without them noticing you there. If you catch sight of them first. So you can't just show me a book and some papers and a table and expect me to lose my shit like some people are. Nah. I need more information.
No, they're losing their shit because of the franchise, man. They love the franchise. They miss it. It's been years since we had one. But what were you going to say, Tron?
I was going to say, like, I saw where people found the same clip of Uncharted, had that same theme, and I'm just like, and they compare it to, and it does look exactly alike. And I said, please, Bethesda or Cinemax or Microsoft, whatever you guys want to do not trying to copy another Tomb Raider turn to like a Tomb Raider, the newest Tomb Raider to the Uncharted. I want to see Indiana Jones for who they are. I don't want them to modernize, make it to all this other stuff. Don't do that. Don't bother
It's
me.
the evolution process.
And then
God of
also,
War. MM brought it up the other day. How
Yeah.
God of War. Remember what people thought about God of War? You know what I'm saying? In the open world setting and all
But
that stuff.
but here's the thing. This is a movie franchise that they're turning into a game. So this is actually a movie base. And that's
no,
why
it might be it's
fear.
based on a character from a movie, but like the last Indiana Jones game, I
Yeah.
remember the Staff of Kings. It was not based on the films at all. It just had Indy.
Yeah.
Indiana
Oh no,
was in
that's
it.
why.
So
But that's why I'm saying. Oh
I
no,
know.
that's why I'm okay with that. But when I'm saying when every time they do a movie based off every time they make a game based off a movie or something like that, and they try to be like that, it doesn't really work with me, regardless of what game it is. And I'm gonna say it's for games like, or you turn a game into a movie. There's that whole doesn't come out as good as you thought it would. It's just it's your favorite franchise, but you're afraid how they're gonna treat it.
Right.
That's always
Mhm.
been my old fear of all things. Even some of the Batman games, I haven't played any of the Arkham Knight games because I just nah. I'd rather just watch the movies because I enjoy the movies more. And I
But
just I know people love the Batman games, but then at the same time, I'm just no.
But
can I throw
the
something out
biggest
here? Let me throw something out here
what's
real
Yeah,
that?
quick,
go ahead.
because I'm trying to look at machine games, and for some reason the internet won't let me. But all of the games that I've seen made by machine games are first person. What if this is a first
Bingo.
person? What if this is a first person Indiana Jones games? What do you guys think about that?
I mean,
That
that's
would be
one
kind of weird.
question. That's one question that I have seen a lot of people pop up, but then people counter it with was it Horizon? Who did Horizon Zero Dawn?
Oh yeah,
Guerrilla Games.
Gorilla
Guerrilla
Games.
Games. Yeah.
Didn't they do a whole bunch of first person games at
They did
first?
Killzone. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I brought that
Yeah.
So
reference up.
so that's the thing. I mean, yeah, we have it's a possibility, but we're not exactly sure what's going to happen there. And that's a question that a lot of people have been bringing up. Hey, they're known for first person games.
Well,
Are they going to do it as a first person game, or is it going to be um
well. Okay, so here's my counter to that, and my counter to my own counter. So bear with me here. my counter to the old Milwaukee. The old Milwaukee is out now. It's almost 9:00, so y'all better get ready for the old drunken stupor here.
I hope it's cold, man. Damn.
No, it's warm, brother. So I'm going crazy. I don't even care anymore. Here's the thing about Horizon Zero Dawn, though. Guerrilla Games was surrounded by third-person over-the-shoulder gurus and Naughty Dog, and that's who they consulted a lot about that. So they were able to get that template and work with those guys in order to bring them to an upper echelon. Who does Machine Games have at a third-person angle, except for, now here goes my counter to my counter, which ain't really a good counter to a counter, except for Bethesda Softworks, aka Fallout. And Fallout really ain't a first-person game. It was a third-person game. It was a first-person game that they were forced into making third-person modes for. So I don't know if Machine Games has anybody. I mean, not to say that they're not capable of doing it, because we got Playground Games. Well, no, that's not a good example. Anyway, so they don't have at their disposal what Guerrilla Games has. So if this is a first person Indiana Jones, that's interesting. But if they choose to go third person, I don't know.
Let me interject.
But that's the same thing. Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Tronny.
Go ahead, Tronny. No, Tronny got that.
You just brought up Playground Games, and look, they make all racers. all racing
Yeah.
games. That's
Hey,
all they
Tronny,
have done. And
Kojima, my
now
homie Kojima, you know what he used to make? That Metal Gear. He went over to Death Stranding, which
top
is,
down, he
you
did
know,
top down games.
yeah.
He did
You know what
top
I'm saying?
down and 8-bit. But here's the thing: he had people, he had connections with people who were already in that field too. So he learned from
Yeah,
them.
wasn't he working under Konami?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah,
So
at
these
one point,
other
but
people, there was all a bunch of people with different backgrounds of how they work with games.
so
And
so what that means is that Machine Games can pull this off, if it's third or first.
It's possible.
uh,
It's
I mean,
I mean, I
that's
don't
how
know.
he's
It's
feeling.
it's
as long as
interesting.
they start hiring, the point is that if they hire someone who is an expert at doing both, they because there's always going to be like groups of people who are experts in something, because everyone thinks that, oh, all developers do all the same thing. Like, no, they're not. They have their own profession of what they do. You got the concept artist, you got the tech, you got someone to do the program, you got someone to do the texture drawing, you got everyone does their separate thing, and not everyone does all the same. And sometimes you got to find someone who actually can work with that. That's what happened to back to CG Project Red. Look how they said third party, not third party, but third, the third person. Then they went to, oh well, we're just gonna do first person through the whole game, except for if you're driving and stuff. They said that's the only thing that turns to third person. So, and they didn't even do that right. So you gotta, like I said, I would love to see what they do. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see what these companies
Yep.
could do, but at the same time, I'm a little scared when they use a franchise. Indiana Jones, one of my favorite movies, becomes a freaking game
But what if it's the
that's
next
gonna,
Spider-Man or Batman?
oh
Video games
But
god.
see, but
or
see,
Tomb
that's
Raider.
I mean,
The
but
new
that's the
Tomb. I'm talking about the
thing.
newest ones now, not that trash,
No,
not the
no,
trash
no. But
version.
I
that's what
don't
I'm
even like the no, I
saying.
don't like the newest ones. The newest ones are boring.
Like I said, that's the thing. Right now, it's too soon to tell anything.
Yep.
Yeah, because we ain't got nothing. Yeah, that is true.
We got
Yeah.
nothing. It's too soon. Like all these are speculations. We won't know anything until they show more, and
Exactly.
then we don't even know when they're going to show more.
The
How
Charlie,
long is it going to be?
no,
Man,
no, no, no,
it is.
no, Bunny. Look. They showed you tables. They showed you papers. They showed you pamphlets. You better
Man, that's
stop.
They
enough.
Stop
out
this
here.
hate on
That
They
is
out
Xbox.
enough.
here. They
They
Stop
out
do
this
that
here
with
trying
Xbox
to.
Fallout
hate.
Yo,
76.
That's all this
Are
They
you
is.
do that with
are you
Fallout
trying to
76. Come
wait a
on.
minute? Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me they out here being the Janet Jackson?
damn
You
right.
better pray that when this shit come out, it ain't the Freddie Jackson, okay?
Hey, look, I think we're jumping too far into it. I think that the game is going to be fire, and it's going to average a 9.1 on Metacritic.
Dear
Whoa!
Lord.
9.1.
Already.
I'm telling you, I
Whoa!
think this will be Machine Game's big opportunity to revitalize a franchise that people love, like Tronny. You know what I'm saying? Like Tronny, like
Yeah.
myself, like who used to play the old janky ass Indiana Jones. You know what I'm saying?
I
Back in the
mean,
day.
We
Indiana
all
Jones
played
was
those.
awesome.
I'm just
I
saying.
think
I'm
I
just
had that
talking
shit
about.
on the
you know
Game
what, and
Boy.
I think, and you know what, you know what's funny? I was hoping somebody did, and if let me say, I'll bring my fangirlism back. But there was a time I wanted somebody, like maybe someone in the gaming industry, to do a Rocketeer game. I don't know why I was like that back when I was young, but I always wanted
There
to play
was a
that.
Rocketeer game. The Rocketeer
But
was a huge movie, but I
oh,
believe there was a video game for the Rocketeer.
there was a game like that. I think it was I think it was like maybe on the Genesis or maybe NES or something like that, or the Game Boy. But I meant like now. I meant like not now, but I meant like on the PS4, not PS4, the PS2 era. I kind of wanted a game like that, but that was young. But now I'm older and I actually seen how people treat games and turn movies into games, and I'm just like,
Oh
As long as it's
no,
not,
it was
as long as
bad.
it's not the next Superman video game, I think we'll be all right, man. Like,
oh
you know
yeah,
what
no,
I'm
let's
saying?
not talk about that Superman.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I think it'll
No,
be
no,
fine.
we're not talking about that one.
I think it's going to average a 91 on Metacritic.
Woo!
Hey, we got Heath Stevens in the building,
Pete
y'all. We got Heath
Stevens.
Stevens up in the house, man. I got to
What's that,
read something.
Pete?
I got to read something that you said that's sticking out right now. It says, it's good to see Star Wars going to other devs, but not Ubisoft or Ubisoft, however you
Ooh!
pronounce
Oh
it. Now,
man!
I
Damn,
want to get more
ouch.
on his thoughts, because I thought about that. I swear, right before you came in, I was thinking about the game. I didn't know if it was on Marshall's show notes. I don't know if he slipped us one, a Mickey or whatever on the notes. But
That's there, but
but I was thinking about that.
Mr. Ubisoft himself, Heath is trying to play with my emotions. Heath is trying to start some stuff with me in the chat. He know how I feel about Ubisoft. He know it.
I mean, I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I haven't bought a Star Wars. Like I bought Star Wars Night of the Old Republic, the MMO one. But every game that was a Star Wars games by EA, I have not played any of them.
I think my
I hate EA. I hate EA that much. So
hate is a strong word.
I think my brother used to play the that one Star Wars game where they had the clone Sith. I can't remember that one that was. It was really popular. Yeah, it had that. Yeah, that one was popular. I think that was on EA, wasn't it? Or Activision, or who had that one?
I can't remember.
Let me interject real quick, y'all. I'm sorry. Phone lines are officially open, so I'm just putting this out here. If you want to call in to 724-739-3612, or you can leave us a yappa. You can now interrupt us. And Heath Stevens, you might have to call in, Heath. I got a problem with you with this whole damn Ubisoft thing.
Call in.
You might have to call in.
If you got
I gotta check your temperature. We from the same damn state.
Drink your Old Milwaukee. Hold on, man. We might have to get a sponsorship now. Old Milwaukee, yo, you can call in if you got it in your left hand. For example, you can hold the phone in the right hand, or you can hit speakerphone, call in, man. Keep your Old Milwaukee nice and cold, and call on that.
Yeah, Heath, you area code 724, brother. You might have to call in, Heath. We might have to settle this, Mom. Heath is from the same state, so Heath, you might have to call in. Tired of this. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's me.
Get him, Heath.
I was just thinking about that one because that game was so popular. It was on the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, and the Xbox, and I think it was on PC as well. It was so popular they even showcased that character in the Soul Calibur games. That's how popular he was. I can't remember that game. It was anybody in the chat could really remember that Star Wars character that had the double lightsabers. Like he had the red.
You're talking about the.
Was that Force Unleashed?
Yes.
Yes.
That one was actually, my brother loved that game. I used to watch him play it, and that one was one of the most popular Star Wars games as well. And that was just a spinoff. It was never based off any other. It's not really was based off any in the movie. It was just, this character was really so corrupted. It depends on what he was doing. It's sort of like it felt like Mass Effect in some ways.
Yeah. Yep.
So it has like, it depends on how you your character's personality. It depends on how you become the dark side or the light side. You become a Sith or a Jedi. Yeah.
Let me say this real quick, man. We got a big Ola going out to Jose. Thank you for joining, Jose.
Shout out to Jose. Thank you.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, Jose.
Let's go.
Again, call in 724-739-3612, or you can leave us a yappa. Hold on, let me do this. Let me do this for the people real quick. So they know where to go. Bada boom. You can go to hit that web link for the yappas. It'll take you down here. Go down to this section where it says yappa. Leave us a recorded voicemail. You can leave us an audio message, or you can leave us a video message. It's all up to you right here via the yappas. And you're going to want to do so starting sooner rather than later, because that's how you get entries for a big giveaway. We're going to talk about more of it tomorrow. The Stadia Premiere Bundle. I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys. Continue.
Oh no, I'm done. I was just bringing up that maybe the only Star Wars game that was actually popular in one of those. I don't know.
And see, and that's another thing. I'm okay with like movies being made into video games and movies being made into video games as long as it's not following the story of the movie. If they do something totally new, like The Force Unleashed was, and stuff like that, I'm okay with that. Like Indiana Jones, if they come out with a whole new story twist, plot line, and all that, I'm okay with that.
Right.
But just don't. Okay, first off, don't try to overcomplicate it. AKA Cyberpunk 2077. Don't
I
try.
disagree.
No, 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 no. What I'm saying is don't try to make it so ambitious
Sorry about that.
that you go through an entire gen with it, and then when it releases, it can't even run on the gen it was supposed to start on. You understand
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Machine
Yeah.
games, their stuff is optimized. See, the problem with CD Projekt Red is they think so ambitiously and their stuff is so bloated, it launches unoptimized and then they take years to trim it down. That's one thing I will give to Bethesda's teams outside of the teams that are doing Fallout and Skyrim. Their
That's
games,
true.
machine games, id Software, there's no
Yep.
bugs. Their stuff is extremely optimized. They're
Top
professionals
notch.
at that. Top
Super,
notch.
super, super
Yeah.
Yeah,
optimized.
they work. I do see, like, you talk about the Wolfenstein games and all that.
Right.
Wolfenstein,
Yeah.
Doom,
Yeah.
you
And
know
the
what I'm saying?
Dooms and all that.
from that. Yeah, I've seen their stuff. It's actually good. I'll give them that, but like I said, they might hire more people to do other they might hire somebody else to do like other stuff to the game. But like I said, that's what I said. We're kind of like, that's why I said I'm a little iffy until I see until I see or hear something from them. The same thing with Skyrim 6, not the Skyrim, but Elder Scrolls 6 and also Starfield. I'm very skeptical
Yeah, I
until I
need more
see something.
information before I can get hype on any of those games.
I'm not even gonna get hyped. I'm just gonna say, look,
No, no,
you
but
better
what
do
I'm
this.
saying is no, what I'm saying is I need to see more before I even before I'm even ready to pay attention to it.
Yeah,
I understand.
I'm not. I can't sit up here and say, "Oh well," but like if I was an Xbox fan, oh well, we got Bethesda, we're gonna have Skyrim, the next Elder Scrolls game, we got Starfield, this that, and that. I can't even say anything like that because I
You
haven't
don't know
even
what you're
seen
getting.
it.
As long as you don't put Hellblade 2 into it, because me and Senua,
Oh
you know what I'm
God,
saying?
so
We
don't
I
got a
mean,
start with
but the
connection. We
thing
got a
is,
Hellblade.
but
connection.
you gotta think about it like this, Storm. We've seen more about Hellblade 2 than we have about the next Elder Scrolls and Starfield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know what we're getting.
Not at all.
So that's a segue into what Heath has hurt my heart over, and that's Ubisoft. Ubisoft's game. Again, we don't, to Bunny's point, we don't know much about this, but we know that it's going to be using the Snowdrop engine that Massive has used to give us great games like Division 2. And they're going to use it to make an open world Star Wars game. Who wants to grab at this? What do you guys think about this? What are your thoughts about this? Enthusiasm levels, all that stuff.
Okay, I have something to say about this
Uh-oh.
actually.
Let's go.
Oh, there's nothing. It's nothing bad or nothing. However, we haven't heard anything about Skulls and Bones. Okay, I haven't heard anything from that pirate
Yeah,
game.
that is true.
So how
Yeah.
we
I
gonna
thought
really
it got
get?
canceled.
I heard it was coming back. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said Ubisoft. What the heck you guys are doing? I want to play that pirate game, not Sea of Thieves. I thought was gonna might be cool.
Hey, don't talk
back
about no
then.
Sea of Thieves now.
Sea of
what?
Thieves looks interesting, but at the same time, just like, no, not for me. But I was looking at the more realistic approach of pirates, and I was like, ooh, Skull and Bones. And I was like, I literally signed up 2 emails to do the beta and never got
Yeah, me too.
an
Yeah.
invite.
Yep.
Never got an invite.
I think Skull and Bones suffered. Remember when Ubisoft only had Ghost Recon Breakpoint releasing at the end of 2019, and they really
Yeah.
got hit hard, and then Ubisoft pushed everything back. That game Contagion and Far Cry, everything was pushed back.
Gods and monsters.
I think that Skull and Bones is the only game that they have not reslotted yet. So I don't know if it's officially canceled, but I think they probably looked at Skull and Bones and didn't like what they had. They thought it was too cookie cutter, and who knows? We'll see the fate of that one.
It's actually, yeah, because I was actually excited for that at least. That was something like, because people were saying that might be the next Black Flag and all the other stuff, and I was like, no, that's not going to be the next Black Flag. It's supposed to be more of an RPG pirate game. and you actually have battles and all this other stuff, and you can actually customize your character. You can make it. You could do all kinds of stuff. It was supposed to be more of a realistic approach.
So, Tronny, basically what you're saying is shut the hell up about Star Wars. What happened to Skull and Bones?
Yeah, because
Skull and Bones.
if you can't bring up Skull and Bones, then how am I gonna really trust you with the new Star Wars game?
I mean, and the thing is, and you're asking a very legitimate question because it goes back to I'm getting ready to say it. Something's janky. It's gone. It's gone radio. It's also gone radio silent. Something's got to be up with it. I mean, it got announced so many years ago. So many people got hyped about it, and now all of a sudden it's radio silent. And yet you're up here talking about a Star Wars game that you're just starting, and Skulls and Crossbones was almost complete. Something's going on there, y'all.
I got an article right here that's interesting. Even though I mean it's not really off topic. Y'all bring up a great point. And this is from VGC. Let me pull it up on the screen. And it says, this is from July of last year. Ubisoft has rebooted Skull and Bones. Pirate Game is pursuing a new live storytelling model. 13 writer and director takes the lead. And it says, announced at E3 2017, Skulls and Bones is the first title led by Ubisoft Singapore studio. So this is a completely different studio for Massive. Heavily inspired by its work creating naval battles, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. According to development sources speaking under condition of anonymity, damn, I can't even talk. Old Milwaukee.
Anonymity. Oh, damn, I can't even say it. Anonymity. Yeah.
Skull and Bones had been struggling to carve itself a unique position. That's what I was saying, among Ubisoft's existing portfolio of open world games, which is also included Assassin's Creed. You got to think 2 Assassin's Creeds were launched in this era. The Division and Watch Dogs, which led to a succession of delays as Singapore attempted to refine its concept. Last year, the decision was made to reboot the game entirely and move away from the premium box model of Ubisoft's other open world games, sources said. So that's exactly what I thought. They thought it was too cookie cutter Ubisoft open world game, and they're going in a completely different direction. And the writer from the cult classic 13 game is redoing this one. So interesting.
Didn't 13 get rebooted?
I think it is. I think it is. And
yeah.
But it's still but that's what I'm saying. There's so much. You said cookie cutter. I didn't think it was cookie cutter. However, there might have been something else, and they just didn't really didn't like it, and they're just saying it's cookie cutter. I think there was something else to it. But like I said, this game, yeah, even though I read that article, I do remember that article, but I just like I said, I do remember saying reboot it. But the only thing I said, how you're going to it still stands. How are you going to make something like Star Wars where you can't even get your other games out in order? It still doesn't sit well with me. And they're trying to get that Disney money because I don't know.
Well,
they're trying to get Disney mother.
Me and Storm said the other day, there ain't gonna be no Division 3. You can forget it. It's exactly. And in order for them, look, that's a great point, Tronny, because look, even though this is a different studio, and one can argue that this is a different studio, that they want to keep that Star Wars money, and they're going to be pulling resources from everywhere. What do you guys think about that? You think that other Ubisoft franchises, this new Contagion game, Far Cry 6, you think these games are going to take a hit because of this move?
Possibly.
I think possibly.
Yeah, possibly, man. And I hate to think about that because I'm highly anticipating Far Cry 6.
Yeah.
And even Riders Republic and other games.
Yes,
man.
yeah. Riders Republic got pushed back, as a matter of fact. So
yeah, so maybe they did that knowing that this deal was in the works or something. I don't know, man. You got it. When you start thinking like these companies, man, like you got to think janky, like, you know what I mean? Because they be making moves all the time, and we be out here like, okay, push it back for the good, the greater good and everything, right? The whole time they're like, nah, we want that Star Wars money. We about to push everything back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I think, oh man, See, y'all just made me think my Far Cry 6 is about to be jacked up or something, man.
Mhm.
Hey, but
I mean,
let's get
you
back on.
gotta think about it because, like I said, they all of a sudden get this huge franchise. They know it's going to make money no matter what. Star Wars
Mhm.
prints money.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
Okay.
does. It does. Merchandise and everything. I mean,
Star
And not
Wars
only,
prints money.
and people are hoping to see the next what's it, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. They're going to
Mhm.
treat it like this. They're going to look at that like, oh, this is reminds me when EA was great. I'm like, just like that's what they're going to start doing, because every time a new Star Wars come out, they compare it to that every
Storm.
time.
I hate to say this too, Storm. Now that I think about it, Far Cry is like Windows. You know how every
yeah,
other Windows is good. That's
yeah.
how Far Cry is. Far Cry 1 was great. Far Cry 2 was poop soup. Far Cry 3 was fantastic. Far Cry 4 was doo doo souffle. Far Cry 5 is great. I don't know about this Far Cry 6. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
some people don't think 5 was great, so I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? That
Hey,
makes me feel
you,
better,
you,
man. Some
you
people
you
Everyone
don't
get
think
likes
me
5 was
their
Far
great.
address.
Cry
I'm gonna have to
3 was
pull up.
actually amazing.
I'm gonna have to pull up. You can show me those people. I'm gonna have to pull up to talk about my Far Cry
Hey,
5.
but
I'm gonna have to pull
but
up.
going back to the game though, I think
Uh-huh.
that they definitely like by they night. So okay, so they do have the infrastructure in place. They had the teams in place with the experience that we keep talking about. They could pull off a massive as dope Star Wars open world game with all the open world components of an Assassin's Creed or whatever, right? But in space, of course, it's going to be probably the biggest project game wise and scope and scale that they probably ever produced. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Star Wars and you got to fly. So flying in space requires you to make a bigger map or whatever and all that type of stuff. So I man, I can't wait to see it. We know it visually is going to be a stunner. I could tell you that right now. It's going to be
Hmm.
beautiful because they don't make no ugly ass games.
Absolutely. Um.
Yeah.
So, with that said, and with the possibility that once LucasArts came out and said, you know what, we want to put our names out there. Everybody's getting this attention. Damn, Stadia's even getting some accolades. Like hell no, we're gonna let people know. That could have put the pressure on Ubisoft and Bethesda to where now resources are going to be diverged over to these games. Now, let's
Mhm.
let's peer into a crystal ball here. Now I really want to start some stuff. And hopefully this will get the people calling into the phone lines. I really want to start some stuff right now. This is some console war starting stuff. We got two groups that are tethered to subscription services. This is Tronny's favorite. We got one
Yeah.
in the left corner. We got Bethesda and Machine Games that are tethered to Game Pass. And in the right corner with the gold trunks, we got Massive and Ubisoft that's tethered to Ubisoft Plus. Now, when this announcement, when the Indiana Jones game was announced on Monday, the Xbox community was jumping out their shoes and socks. They were tap dancing and clapping like baby seals. Then right after that, LucasArts kind of like dampered the celebration of that game and made the announcement of the Ubisoft open world Star Wars game. So here's my question. If current trends remain with these games, it is likely that you're going to see a scenario where the Indiana Jones game is going to be it's still going to be both of these games are going to be multi-plat. But the Indiana Jones game is going to be day and date in Game Pass. And the Star Wars game is likely going to be day and date in Ubisoft Plus. Which subscription service got the better game?
Well, that's hard to
Start
tell.
some
I mean,
stuff.
too early to answer. We don't know what the games look
Yeah,
like yet.
True.
yeah. I
I
don't
I gave
know.
my
mean,
take on it. I don't need to know what it looked like to know to say what I think about it. You know what I mean?
Just started. Go ahead, brother. What you think? Who got the
Hey,
better franchise at their disposal? Is basically what I'm trying to ask.
man, you got to go Ubisoft. You got to go Star Wars,
Yeah,
man. You got to
yeah.
go, yeah, and that's just how
Yeah,
I feel about it.
you got more of a Star Wars fan base. I will say Star Wars fan base at the same time is
Mm-hmm.
huge.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are huge and very into
Uh-oh, Tronny went out for a second. They tried to get Tronny.
Trying to get her.
But
Hey,
yeah,
we're
no,
used to
she's
that.
right. She's right though. In my opinion, the Star Wars game, and I mean, there's a lot. The current generation that is, I'll say, the average 20-year-old is more tethered and more attached and has more of an affinity for Star Wars than they do Indiana Jones. So even if the Star Wars game doesn't turn out as great as the Indiana Jones games, the Star Wars game might do better. Like for instance, this is my opinion. I'm gonna just throw this out here before you stomp all over me, Bunny. Get us some thought. I think the majority of hardcore gamers think that God of War, the remake, is better than Spider-Man. But Spider-Man decimated, even though they both sold fantastic, Spider-Man decimated God of War in sales. Why? Because it's Spider-Man. Do we have a similar scenario here? Go ahead, Bunny. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, a lot of the Star Wars fans, some of them also cross over into the Indiana Jones because remember the first Star Wars film came out with Han Solo in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it moved and then Harrison Ford did Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he also did what is that movie? Blade Runner.
around that same
So
time.
yeah, Blade Runner and
Oh,
Blade Runner came out um in the early 80s. Um he did Indiana Jones, and I think the first 3 Star Wars films were coming out around the same time. Okay, so there was the first Star Wars film and then the second one, but I think Raiders of the Lost Ark came out before the third Star Wars film. So fans of him from watching Star Wars was jumping to Indiana Jones to watch him in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then also some of those same fans were jumping into Blade Runner and watching that. So I can't really say some of those fans might cross over, but like I said, the the Indiana Jones, are they going to have his likenesses? Like I remember in the older games, when you look at the covers of them, you had Harrison Ford's likenesses on the covers of the games.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
So
didn't you?
That's
But
what
you.
I'm.
Well, didn't you say? Didn't we find out that the rights to the first 4 movies were owned by
I didn't.
Universal?
I wasn't talking about the like. I'm talking about the likeness of him.
Yeah, but that might be part of what they own too. Is the lightning?
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So we got to figure out what's going to happen here. And like I said, some of the same fans might cross over into both genres. So it's kind of hard to say which one's going to be more popular. I mean, right now I could tell you right now everybody's going to be focused on the Indiana Jones, but I guarantee you they come out with a Uncharted looking clone, people going to eat their asses alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's the
that's what I
other
said.
thing you
That's the
gotta
only.
factor. I mean, like that's the biggest thing. Like I'm seeing it in all the console wars and everything. That's the number one thing I'm seeing that they're all saying. Oh well, we already got that. It's Uncharted. Is it going to be an Uncharted clone? So
Any other
it's
thoughts? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah. So it's a little
No,
soon
no.
to say.
Yeah, and let's just hope that that's the one thing I really don't want to see is like it's sort of like the how that's what happened to the Tomb Raider because Tomb Raider was already good and for a while and then you start noticing Tomb Raider change and it start to feel like Uncharted. And I was like, no, Tomb Raider, she was more action packed. Yeah, she had her sad stories, sob stories, and moments, but she was fun. She had her personality. Then all of a sudden, you start seeing her now. It's like, why is she so? I don't know. She's so dull. Boring. I was like, what happened to the upbeat personality, the fun factor of her? They just got rid of all that. and I just don't want to see. This is why I that's why I said I like the venture games, but at the same time, if you're just gonna do another copy from another game that based on a copy of that and that, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I think they went in a different direction, like a more realistic direction.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
really.
relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like with the character that looks like your everyday chick out
Well,
here
that and they
kicking
tied
ass and taking names and discovering things and all that. You know.
Yeah, but then it lost it. But that's the same. That's the problem. That's what they all treat female characters like in every game that has her own.
Well, they
They never
did
gave
tone her.
her.
Not to go deep into it, they did tone her down from the sex symbol that she used to look like back in the
No,
day.
I'm
You know what I'm
okay
saying?
with that. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
okay
all
with
right.
that.
No,
I
but
was,
you
Okay.
I was.
also got to think about it like this. That Rise of the Tomb Raider game tied in with the movie, the new movie reboot.
Yeah.
When you look at, like, I don't know if you guys saw the movie reboot, but I saw it and me and my mom saw it. But when I saw the movie reboot, it reminded me of Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, all right.
So
Good.
it's like the way she looked in the video game was how she looked in the movie.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, hey, what's next? Because my old Milwaukee is kind of low.
Yo,
You know what I'm
Milwaukee's kicking
saying?
it. So then
It's kicking
I
in.
was hoping to start a cat fight between the two services, but that's something to think about. I don't think a lot of people definitely tuned into that. I think that's more of a discussion that'll get riled up tomorrow. Storm, what you think? When we bring that up, we might see a lot of people on SML
Well,
get worked up over that one.
Probably will. They probably will.
I
Who's
think
going to benefit more, Game Pass or Ubisoft Plus? With being that Ubisoft got the Star Wars game and Game Pass is likely
was
going
it
to get.
like also was it like Ubisoft Plus is going to be on Game Pass? Everyone's saying.
Oh, well, okay. So here's my thoughts on that. I'm not gonna count it out. I'm not gonna count it
Okay.
out. But Ubisoft Plus is a competitor to Game Pass.
Oh, I
It's
see.
they're offering game. The only difference is Game Pass has a collection of different publisher games, where Ubisoft, over 90% of their games are strictly Ubisoft games. But they pretty much do the same thing. They give you access to 100 games, the newest games, day and date, from whatever the creme de la creme of their collection is, and you get the ultimate collection. The thing is, again, as far as quality is concerned, Ubisoft Plus, you get Ubisoft games day and date. Opposed to with Microsoft, you get Microsoft games day and date. Wah, wah, wah. No, let me stop. so
Yeah,
because of that,
Hey.
let me stop.
Don't start.
You don't want them to come out.
I know, you know I had to do it. It's been a long time coming. It's been almost a month. But because of that, Ubisoft Plus is a direct competitor with Game Pass. And they think that, people aren't, they're talking like this is etched in stone. I can see a situation where Xbox is willing to stack Game Pass on top. Ubisoft Plus on top of Game Pass. They'll probably say something like, "Hey, look, for $25 a month, you can get Game Pass and Ubisoft Plus," and then they'll just take the hit, give Ubisoft 15, and they'll take 10. I can see a scenario like that, because that will be a direct correlation to what Google is doing. Google doesn't make you pay $10 their fee in order to get Ubisoft Plus. You don't have to be part of their pro package in order to play Ubisoft Plus on Google. However, if you do decide to, you're paying $25. You'll get $10 for what they offer in Pro, $15 of what they offer in Ubisoft Plus. And what Microsoft's argument could be is, we're giving you more for that $25. So I could see that. Or I could see a situation where Ubisoft creates a miniature Ubisoft Plus thing, kind of like what EA does with EA Play, where there's Vault games, they let you trial game. But you're not going to be able to just say, "Oh, because I got an Xbox, I'm going to get Ubisoft Plus, and I ain't got to have Game Pass Ultimate." No, it ain't going to work like that. Hell, or for $15 a month, which a lot of people is for $15 or $20 a month, I'll get Game Pass and Ubisoft. Hell no, that ain't happening. So
But then we got to think about it like this. Are we even sure it's going to go to Game Pass day and date because LucasArts are in there?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I was saying, are we even sure that like like you're saying like with the Indiana Jones and stuff, that
Uh huh.
game going to the Game Pass day and date? Are
That's
we
not.
even
Yeah, it's not a
sure?
guarantee. That is right. It's not a guarantee
There's
that
no
they're going to
guarantee a
Game
lot of
Pass
that.
or Ubisoft Plus. It's a possibility, but it's not. It's not etched in stone. Because who knows? As Storm knows, Disney is working with this other cloud group that's already working in hotels. They're working in hotels, and there's another cloud service that they've partnered with. I forgot the name of it, but Storm
Yeah,
knows the name.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. We talked about it. Shit, I
So they
forgot.
could be those games could be going there, and they could be bringing this home retail. Right now, this service is just in hotels. So who knows? So interesting
Yeah,
stuff.
and I mean, and I can understand why it's in hotels. Think about it like this: Disney, they'll be putting it in every hotel they own around the world.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm looking at. Like everything that's been going on is going from that Mickey. It's coming from Mickey Mouse's pockets right now for these companies. That's why they're really trying to push all this stuff. The franchise of Star Wars or Indiana. Well, is Indiana Jones owned by? No, that's on Paramount. That's different. Anything that Disney touches that's also like the Spider-Man, because people are still looking for Spider-Man to come on the Xbox and the Switch and other stuff. But I think the only one that came on the Switch that had Spider-Man in it was that what was that one, that Marvel game that came out?
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but that's a Switch exclusive because Nintendo revived the franchise.
Yeah, and it has Spider-Man in there. I know people were pissed
Uh-huh.
off. They said, "Why do we have Spider-Man on there, but not on that?" And I was like, "You could get Spider-Man on the Xbox. I mean, Legos. I think that's what it was. Lego Spider-Man was on there. That
But
was the only
here's
thing that
another thing that we got to
it's
think
kind of
about,
weird.
guys, with
Mm-hmm.
Disney.
Yeah, it's weird.
Nintendo has Nintendo World at
Oh
Universal Studios
yeah.
it's going to be opening past February in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's at
Oh,
Universal Studios, but Universal Studios is owned by Disney.
Oh, okay.
oh, wait, Universal Studios own Disney? Disney owns
No, no, no.
Universal Studios?
I'm pretty sure they do.
No, they don't own it. That's Universal Studios not owned by Disney.
Okay, so let me look here.
I think
I,
Universal Studios is yeah, I think they just own their stuff. I don't think Disney
I gotta
owns them.
see where Nintendo World is, if it's Universal Studios in Japan or if it's at Disney World in Japan.
I thought it was Universal Studios. But that's where a lot of the I think that's where we had the Bleach, or was it Attack on Titans or Bleach? I remember because they were doing a little thing with them, and they were over there. And Sailor Moon had a little debut at Universal Studios as well.
Yes, Universal Studios,
Yeah,
Japan.
yeah, they don't have a yeah. It's not owned by Disney. No.
Thank God.
Yeah, we'll be in trouble if they own Disney. That'll be like some like what?
So that means I wonder if they're the ones who's doing the Mario movie.
Yeah, they are. And Universal Studios is doing Marvel movie, or was it Warner Brothers? I don't know, one of those two. Because they saw the success for Sonic was a huge success. Even when they changed his look, when they changed Sonic's look, everybody was happy about that, and
Oh,
that made more
okay.
money.
So Universal, no, that's Universal
While
Pictures.
you guys are looking at that, Charles Duran in the chat says, I will say this about Ubisoft Plus. Since there are more PC games on Ubisoft Plus, Stadia and GFN can complement each other. Would anyone else like Ubisoft Plus on Switch?
Good
Oh,
question.
yeah. I don't. Are there Ubisoft games on Switch right now?
Oh, there's a ton of
Yeah,
Ubisoft games on
Oh, okay.
Switch. What are you talking about?
Okay.
so there's a
Um, I,
possibility. Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, but you gotta think about it like this: if they put Ubisoft Plus on like the Switch, you think Nintendo gonna want to lose out on that money from selling the games?
Well, see, the thing that they would want to, what Ubisoft would have to propose to them and say, hey, look,
It's
you
still exact crazy, bro.
what he say? He says universal or universal. Hey, still
Yeah.
the same.
Hey, he's been I'm just,
Universal.
he been dropping them lines, man. Would you say Uber or Uber? Like Uber or Uber?
Uber,
Uber.
Uber
Hey, if
Soul.
you go up, I just been laughing. I've been laughing like hell, man. He like, yo, Ubisoft.
If
Hey,
you
so
go
man,
ahead,
look. Here's the thing: it's Ubisoft, and if you want to, if you, nobody can challenge me. First of all, they named everything else like Uplay
mm-hmm,
and Ubisoft Connect and all that. They don't say Uplay. That just
mm-hmm.
tells people that it's Ubisoft right there. I keep trying to explain that, but man, I mean, Moss and other people want to say Ubisoft. That's cool because they think they're doing it the correct way. But what we could do is for the show, we could bring that thing up and have the pronunciation come up. All you
Oh,
gotta do is
this
just
dude.
type it in Google or
He said
Yahoo,
he
man, or
tried to say
something.
we need the flashcards.
Oh,
I'm
Dog.
just saying, man. I'm just trying to tell you, we can settle that.
and
Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
and I was going to
Go ahead.
tell you, Ubisoft did Mario plus Rabbids. They did that. Ubisoft
Oh,
has supported Nintendo through almost every generation. They will always make a exclusive game for
they
Yeah.
for
even they
Nintendo. They did Zombie, was it Zombie U for the Wii U? They even supported it in the Wii U days. And they did
yep.
Mario plus Rabbids for the Switch, and it's a super popular game on the Switch. There's like 20 or 30 games here done by them.
Also, they did Ubisoft is responsible for publishing Mario Strikers. So yeah,
So if they
they
got
own
if they
all
Uh-huh.
got
of
plenty
them.
of games on the system, yeah, that would be. I mean, to answer Charles' question, I mean, yeah, I think it would be worth it. It would be worth, but what they would have to do is they would have to go to Nintendo and say, look, we get it. There's these a la carte sales of our games, but there's quadruple the sales subscription wise, and you'll be getting X. We'll give you X amount of money every month. Like out of every
But
$15
does that make
that we charge, we'll give you five.
But you got to think about it. Some of those games are so powerful they can't run on Switch unless they come through the cloud.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they have
Also,
they have they've partnered with Parsec, and actually, what I discovered was there was a lot of people like Yang Ye, when he was upset about Immortals Phoenix Rising coming to Stadia first, which was idiotic because he played it on a cloud service called Parsec that Ubisoft just partnered with. So
mm,
they could run it from the Parsec servers, because from what I hear, the Parsec isn't a bad service. A lot of people demo their games via the Parsec service. So,
I actually have a question about that.
mm-hmm,
About the Ubisoft though. You talking about the Nintendo, right?
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So also, was it Snowbunny? Do you remember how in Japan do they have to go through Japan to see if it sells really well with with the streaming service? If you plus works really well in Japan as well. You gotta see if those sales go through. Is you kind of like it's kind of like for Nintendo. That's why they look everyone. I feel like they go by the Japanese standards of things as well. So they want to go to like um they're really not going to look at just the Westerns' point of view. They're going to look at like everyone, including their own, people in
Actually,
Japan as well.
Japan, what will happen is they will focus on Japan's first, their point
That's
of
why
view
it's
first
awesome.
before the
Yeah,
rest of the world.
yeah.
Like I said, right now, the fact that they allowed control on the Switch through the cloud and they are allowing Hitman to come through the cloud. I think they're on board with the cloud stuff, but I just think, like I said, like you said, they got to see which way they want to roll with it.
Mhm.
All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, we got three more topics I think we can squeeze out if we go through these in a fair amount of
Okay.
time. Next topic. Nintendo acquires next level games makers of Luigi's Mansion. Okay, so Bunny, you know more about this on us. Educate us on this one.
So, Next Level Games was a third party studio who made Luigi's Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
They just came out with Luigi's Mansion 3. From what I'm understanding, they ended up starting to have issues and they might have been about to shut down. And Nintendo stepped in and acquired them. Um, a lot of people, some people are a little upset about it because they're like, well, you could have done the same thing with the studio that made, what is that game called?
Was it Mario Maker or something, or Mario Paper
No,
or something like that?
no, Mario RPG, which was on the 3DS,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think Mario RPG did nearly as well as Luigi's Mansion.
Mansion, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
Well,
Luigi's Mansion 3 has done phenomenal. And you got to think about they would lose that franchise or the makers of that franchise. So
Mm-hmm.
they acquired the Canadian-based Next Level Games as part of their portfolio now, which a lot of people are shocked about because Nintendo hardly ever acquires anybody. And when they do acquire people, I think the last acquisition I think they did was Monolith Soft, wasn't it?
yep,
Mm-hmm.
that was the last one.
And you see what they produce with Xenoblade.
Hmm.
So you gotta think now, Next Level Games, next Luigi's Mansion is gonna be awesome. Well, this one was awesome here, but
I
that's what ended up happening.
I never
Yeah,
knew. I mean, that just shows you how ignorant I am to Nintendo. I never knew that Luigi's Mansion was was a second party game. I always thought that was a developed by a first party. That was developed in house. You know,
Mm-mm. A lot
yeah.
of
interesting.
their games are second party, actually.
Oh wow. Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, you gotta think like Xenoblade was second party until Nintendo acquired them.
Mm.
And you would still not realize that they acquired them unless you do research because when you boot up Xenoblade, it says Monolith Soft.
Hmm.
It says Nintendo. So they're underneath their umbrella, but it's so quiet that nobody knows anything about it.
Yeah.
Um like I said, Luigi's Mansion is a second party game, but Nintendo publishes it. Um
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Fatal Charade in the chat says Pokemon is second party. Yeah, I know. I
yep.
knew that one. I think everybody knew that one, but I just for
Yeah.
some reason I thought Luigi's Mansion. I could have swore that Luigi's Mansion. What did you, Storm? Did you think? What did you, or you have any
Go ahead.
familiarity with this?
Nah, not really. That's why I've
I
been letting y'all just take the floor.
I thought Luigi's Mansion. I played. Have you ever played Luigi's Mansion?
Yes, I
See,
have.
I played it on GameCube and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Me too. Me too.
That was
Um,
the
Yeah, me
first
too.
one.
That's the only one I played.
yeah,
The
I remember that
first
was
one
the
was
Right.
first.
on
And there's the one on the
GameCube.
DS.
The second one was on the 3DS.
Yeah.
And the third one just came out for the Switch.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
surprised.
never mind. Hey, Bunny, they don't have game sharing though, for real. Like, do the Switch have game sharing? I think we
No.
talked about this. All right, because I'm about to
I
say,
mean,
man, you,
the only thing that you like, if you have one Switch with multiple accounts on that one Switch, like let's say you had a Switch, your wife had an account on it, and your son had an account on it. Any
yeah,
games you buy digitally will share between all three on the
but
Switch.
you can't be on at the same time,
Right.
like Stadia. All right,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I do
Interesting.
want to play Luigi's Mansion. Y'all talking about it right now made me want to play it.
Yeah, no, it's a good
Mm-hmm.
game. It's a good
And
franchise.
you've seen me play it,
Yep, I
Storm.
know. It's
Yes, I
amazing.
showed Storm some of it, and he was like, "Man, you telling me this Nintendo did this?" Yes, it was done by Next Level Games, and Nintendo has acquired them as a studio. So good luck to them. Uh, up and away with them. That's like somebody was arguing with me about how Nintendo shut down studios when they were talking about the Mario RPG, but that was a second party studio.
Hmm.
Mario RPG was second party.
Yeah.
A lot more than you think is second party with Nintendo, but it's like it's second party, but it's exclusive. um, Mario plus Rabbids was third party. Everybody was shocked when Nintendo loaned out Mario for Mario plus Rabbids. That's just showing you how Nintendo as a company is changing. They are letting people, they're trusting people with their IPs. Look at Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors was done by Koei Tecmo. That's not a first party.
So that's good that franchise has been saved, because I think that would have just been a black eye for. I mean, not to say that it would have been a black eye and Nintendo was doomed, but it would have been a black eye.
It would have hurt Nintendo. Because
it wouldn't have looked good.
I mean, you got to think Luigi. A lot of people like Luigi. Like, if you have to choose, like, if I had to choose between the two brothers, I like Luigi better than I like Mario.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way.
Same.
A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, so you gonna get rid of the only game that you got starting?
Yeah.
Luigi, nah, you can't do that to Luigi.
He started to become very popular because of Luigi's Mansion actually kind of gave him a little
Exactly. Yeah.
opening.
Luigi's Mansion is what
And
kind of separated him from from Mario a little bit more. It kind of gave him
it's
his
sort
own
of like
lane.
I like to think Luigi is like the he like the youngest brother or the oldest brother, if I can remember.
I don't remember all that now.
Yeah, but I just know that he always felt to me he felt like the older brother was always like scared to do things, and Mario's like the youngest, and he'll do almost he'll go off in adventures. And when you look at you look at Luigi's Mansion, you kind of like, hey, he got some courage.
Or he's no longer just an option. He's now his own standalone. You know what I mean?
He has enough to stand on his own 2 feet.
Yeah, and I kind of like that, and that's what I like about Luigi. And there's been a lot of things they started to add him more. That's why I said even the sports games even add him more to it. So it's kind of fun to see, other options. And he was famous for the Mario Kart and the death stare. So that was the biggest thing why people like Mario Kart, because of Luigi in there as well.
All right. Couple more topics before we close out. I want to talk about this. This one sparked a lot of controversy earlier, which I thought was cute. Stadia came out with an article. I mean, Forbes came out with an article a couple days ago, Storm, where they were talking about. They said the next generation platform isn't the PlayStation 5, isn't the Xbox Series X. They said it was Stadia. And the reason why they said it was Stadia is because they said that Stadia had, in this writer's opinion, had more forward-thinking implementation involved. There were more unique feature sets involved. Now, of course, upon hearing that, I got a lot of interesting pushback when I posted my video, my review of the video. My review of the video, y'all know how I feel about Stadia. I feel that way, but I never said how I felt about PlayStation being better than Stadia for the average consumer or not. And just for the record, as much as I love Stadia, it's not ready for the big leagues yet. They got to get more games. So if the average consumer comes to me and says, what do I do? I have an opportunity. I got a free PlayStation. I got a free Stadia. What do you give me? I'm going to say go with the PlayStation 5, only because I know that the average gamer wants to play Call of Duty, Madden, whatever, and those games just aren't Apex. Those games just aren't available on Stadia. But what this writer was talking about was was purely feature sets. Yes, both of them have fast loading, right? Both of them allow games at 60 frames per second, even though Stadia has way more games at 60 frames per second. Yes, PlayStation and Xbox allow you to do 4K 120 where Stadia is not there yet. However, the vast majority of only 1% of gamers have the hardware to do 120. You need 120 hertz TV along with HDMI 2.1, where
Yeah.
everybody can do 60 frames per second on Stadia because the vast majority of their games have it. Then you start running the gambit. All right, PlayStation 5 does have, I want to say, the most innovative controller, without a shadow of a doubt. However, Stadia has the snappiest, I'm going to take it from my TV to my phone, boom, 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 just like that, and you don't lose any fidelity. Then Stadia has state share, crowd play. What else do they have? There's something. There's
crowd
something.
share was crowd choice.
So
Crowd
it's
choice.
it's more community
Screen
friendly.
Connect.
That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
its feature sets are more universal and they are futuristic.
Yeah, Tron.
They're more forward thinking, even though they don't have the lineup to say, all together it's better than PlayStation. So I didn't think there was anything wrong with the article. The article was talking about the aspirations that Stadia has right now, opposed to the aspirations that people can indulge in from the other platforms. I want to get Storm's thoughts on this first and then the panel's thoughts. What do you first think about that writer's opinion, and then what do you think about the blowback from people saying, "Oh no, Stadia's trash"? Do you think they're mixing up what the guy was trying to say? But go ahead, Steve.
Yo, from the writer's angle, I can understand exactly where he's coming from. We being on the platform, we know like the biggest part about Stadia, the coolest thing about the whole platform is the potential of it. You know what I'm saying? It has major potential. That's what I think the writer was going at. For the people that's not, some people just don't understand that. They're just not as informed about Stadia, and we've been dealing with this since day one, November 19th last year, y'all. So it's nothing new. This is why, and you constantly hear people that know about Stadia saying, "Yo, do your research,
Yeah.
And I'm going to do my research on every damn platform. Me and Bunny had a discussion on our last YMYOG, and I'm like, I'm always doing my research on PC, Switch. Even though I don't own a Switch, I'm doing research on it so I don't sound like a complete idiot when it's time for a good conversation. So I see where the people are coming from in the comparison and all of that stuff, even though I don't agree with the comparison, because now you just said something earlier, when you were giving your speech, man. Bravo, right? But there's one thing I disagree with, and it's the fact that you said that Stadia, that you were referred people to the PS5. Well, I know where you're coming from, but I would advise those people to get Stadia only because it's something new. They haven't tried, they haven't seen. The future is going in that direction. Like when Xcloud comes out, man, you're gonna start hearing so much more discussion about cloud gaming, because that will be, in some people's eyes, the real cloud competitor in the gaming scene. You know what I'm saying? When Microsoft hits. So you're gonna start hearing more and more cloud talk. And I'm gonna be sitting back like, yo, man, this is what we were trying to tell y'all when we were saying do your research. Now we've been in this game for a while. What are y'all doing? What are you, so it's just going to be crazy, man. But I think that's what the writer was not wrong in what he wrote, because I feel that way. And so does many people in the Stadia community. If you're real about Stadia, and you've done that research. So that's how I feel.
Great point. Anybody else want to pick up on that? What do you guys think about the opinion of the forward thinking opposed to people confusing this as this being Stadia is overall better than PlayStation?
I feel like everyone is I feel like just keep it unique on the different consoles, because I feel like Stadia is still taking baby steps. It's on toddler level right now. It's still it's still there. It's it's interesting, and it has all these little features that are very community friendly. But at the same time, like you said, it doesn't have like the big top notch popular games. And people are going to expect something like that. You're going to get Stadia and you're like, where's the Call of Duties? Where's the Battlefields? Where are all these other, Fortnite and all that stuff? You're going to look at that. And you're going to, because, that's the most popular thing. And people going to look at that. They're like, where are all the games that, they talked about how great this is. Now, where's the games at? They're going to look at, well, oh, I got to get a console or a PC to do this. Just get a regular PC and just play some of the games. It's like, yeah, Stadia, it still needs some work on. I don't think you should put in the same level as the consoles, even though it's very unique on its own way.
Any
Yeah, I
thoughts
tell
on
you
that,
what was a
Bunny?
wake up call real quick. A wake up
Uh-huh.
call was Cyberpunk 2077 when people
Yeah.
realized they couldn't get their hands on their hardware, their favorite piece of plastic, right? Then
Yeah.
all of a
Mhm.
sudden Stadia to the rescue for those people out there. And so this is what's stirring up a lot of this BS that
Yeah.
people are engaged in. And not all of it is BS. I'm just saying that the actual BS is out there. The
There
people
needs
that's
to come.
confused and all that stuff. That's what's triggering all that. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk
Yeah.
really came in and just sparked up this whole discussion, made people touch the controllers, the Stadia
Yeah.
controllers who would never give it a chance, who had just laughed at it and just told somebody they'd kill them if they touched the Stadia controller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were playing
And all
Cyberpunk
those,
together.
but you also got to think about all those YouTubers who just start,
Oh yeah.
shitting all over,
Yeah.
Stadia, and
And
now they're just
oh
wow.
man, what time is it? Damn it. Hold on. You done hit something now. Bunny, did
I
you want to
mean,
say anything before I go
I
ahead and
was
say
just gonna say, I think the article is starting. I think the article is was written as if I was a person into Stadia, I would see it as people are starting to wake up to it. They're
Mhm.
starting to open their eyes to it themselves and
Mhm.
seeing how it is. Because like I said, everybody was listening to look at how many people we both know or we all know who used to be like all against Stadia, and then when they tried it, they fell in love with it. I think that article was a wake up call for some people because that's what's ended up happening to them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
I
now
mean,
what
go ahead. Go ahead, Storm.
oh
Go
my
ahead.
bad, because Tronny brought up the YouTubers and everything.
Uh-huh.
And going back to those people, because that's what they are.
Those
They,
fine
you know,
people.
there's just the level of hate. They want Stadia dead. I swear to you, if that was Xcloud or if
Mhm.
PSN had come out with 4K streaming and all that stuff with
Mhm.
those games, oh man, you would have been hearing you. I'm telling you right now, y'all. Now that if you had gotten XCloud and PSN out the gate before Stadia hit, Stadia would be dead in the water.
Mhm.
But because Stadia came out here and doing what it came out here maneuvering, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it found its way and it came to the market before everybody else. It caught everybody slipping, kind of like I don't want to say Pearl Harbor or nothing like that, but kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Caught them slipping.
uh-huh.
Um and with their pants down or whatever. And now we know what happened in the end. If you do feel some type of way about the Pearl Harbor reference, we know what happened in the end of that. The victory was the retaliation happened. But here's the bottom line. Stadia just was like in a position to come out here and do the cloud thing well. These YouTubers wasn't ready for it. So they lashed out. They were
Mhm.
so infuriated. They lashed out. They really made it public. I don't think people realize they had public platforms that go worldwide, social media and all that, right? So when
Mhm.
you say something crazy or something when you haven't done any research, like Dreamcast guy and all these cats, right? They didn't do any research. They were just saying Stadia is destined to fail because of Stadia and
Mhm.
all that dumb shit. It's just crazy, man. I can't SML tomorrow 11 o'clock
It's
a.m.
gonna
I
be
can't
lit.
wait.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't wait. Please tune in. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying, y'all.
Yeah. I just want to close off with this on this one. I again, I think a lot of people feel a certain type of way because there's this herd mentality that
Yeah.
once we gather up, once the internet gathers up and says something, it's etched in stone. We ain't got to be educated on it. It's etched in stone. Rah! And everybody gathered up and said that Stadia was going to die with no formal education on what the platform was trying to be or what their goals were. Meanwhile, people like Storm and I and others, we were doing the research. We saw where the head of games, Jack Buser, that used to be part of PlayStation, Phil Harrison, one of the original 40 people at where PlayStation, where these guys told you, we know year one that the average gamer is going to pick this up and say, you know what, this might not be quite for me. for in the most part, but we're going to get gamers at first that's going to see the technical prowess of this and enjoy it. It's going to be year 3 that those same people are going to pick it up again, and then they're going to say, oh my God, this thing is fantastic. So they're in it for the long haul. And people are so dumbstruck and dumbfounded to see that this thing is still surviving. No, do your damn research before you talk out your ass and try to armchair quarterback. That's not how you have fruitful discussions. And it's just the chickens coming home to roost. People look stupid and it's on you. When you don't do due diligence, you look stupid. So
problem is they don't know they look stupid doing
they
it.
don't. They don't know.
That's the problem right there.
But it's their favorite YouTubers that they listen to without doing their own research. That's straight on the wrong way. And I get it. If I want to learn about Iraq or Bosnia, I have no choice but to listen to an embedded reporter because I ain't flying to Iraq tomorrow, right?
Right.
But when it comes to video games, those are tangible. Stadia, you already have Stadia. If you have a Gmail account, all you do is go to stadia.com and use that same damn Gmail account. The same account that you're using to listen to us on YouTube right now. There is no excuse for the stupidity. So it's on y'all. There's no point for people to get upset. The article was just talking about the forward thinkingness of the platform. So again, those are just my thoughts. All right, I think we can squeeze in one more topic, y'all, if y'all up to it. If everybody ain't ready to pass out, we got 2 options. We could talk about NPDs or Steam reaching 25 million. Which one y'all want to go with?
Let's go NPDs.
NPDs? Okay, all right.
Real quick.
Let's talk about it. I can actually put that on.
If they down with it, if Bunny and
y'all down with NPDs?
I'm down with it.
Y'all down with
Cool,
NPDs?
cool.
Yeah, you know. Okay, let me not sing. Let me not do that. All right, let me put this out here. All right, man, we got NPDs, just crazy stuff. Y'all can see it on the screen. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. NPD reveals the best-selling games of 2020 in the U.S. Let's go over them real quick. Number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Number 3, what's number 3, Snow Bunny?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, damn it. Number 4, boo, NFL 21. Number 5, I'm shocked. Is this for all of 2020 or just December?
All of that.
This is all of 2020.
Those are the top selling games of
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Wow. I'm amazed because that only came out in November. And it beat out, well, Last of Us is only on PlayStation, but still. Last of Us Part 2.
You
number 6.
gotta think about Animal Crossing beat out
That is
Valhalla,
true.
And it's only on Switch.
That is true. Number 7 is Ghost of Tsushima. Don't take that from her, Bunny. Ghost of Tsushima is number 6. She talking stuff on PlayStation, talking about, well, Animal Crossing could do it, and it was only on one platform. You know, Snow Bunny just trying to sneak this. That's all. Ghost of Tsushima is number 7. Now Nintendo takes over the rest of the goddamn list now. Mario Kart is number 8. Super
How the
Mario
hell is
3D.
Mario Kart still on there?
That's what I need to know.
And this is
I
only
need
physical.
answers.
This is only physical.
Yeah.
Mario Kart is 8.
What the hell?
Let me see. Mario Kart Super Mario 3D is 9. Final Fantasy Remake is 10. Marvel Avengers is 11. Miles Morales is 12. That's impressive. Miles Morales is 12. NBA 2K21 Boo is 13. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate is 14. FIFA 21 is 15. I'm surprised. You know what? Because FIFA I thought was a big game.
The next one I'm surprised by.
Mortal Kombat 11. Nah, I'm not shocked by that one. I'm not shocked because remember the first quarter, Mortal Kombat 11 dominated the first quarter of 2020.
Yeah, because it came out in April. Yeah.
Yep. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, MLB The Show, Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm actually
And this is only physical.
On there.
Cyberpunk 2077 only in the physical sales is number 19, and the revamped Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Tony Ho! What do you guys think about this?
It's
Yeah.
crazy showing, like you said, some of those games just came out in September and October, and they're the top selling of 2020.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Valhalla
That's
sticks out
shocking.
to me. That's
Yeah, I'm pretty
is there any
shocked
other
about
ones
that
that
too.
shock you guys? That's the one that shocks me is Assassin's
No,
Creed
it's just the
Valhalla.
top ones. It's the top ones.
Mm-hmm.
They
The
shocked
Call
me
of
the
Duty.
most because the Call of Duties. I was a little bit surprised because was it like there's issues with that game as well?
Yeah, with the drive to
Lot of
space and
issues.
all. Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
kind of like then what's it? Yeah, but I do. But hey, you know what also helped it? Those marketing rights, man.
yeah.
Hmm.
Sony has
Yep.
marketing rights for the new Call of Duty, so they kind of boosted that up.
You know what was interesting this past generation? Every game
Mhm.
that Microsoft had marketing rights tanked, except for Division Two. But Division Two had problems though. But every single game that they had marketing rights for tanked. And every game that Sony had marketing rights for soared. So that just tells you about the brand.
Actually, no,
Wait a
Devil
minute,
May
wait a minute, wait a
Cry
minute.
did well. Devil May Cry did good. It had
Who
marketing rights
had
from
Who
Microsoft.
had marketing rights for Devil May Cry? Xbox did?
Yeah,
Oh,
who had
okay.
the marketing rights for Avengers? I thought that was PlayStation.
that was Sony. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
that was
Sony.
Sony, yeah.
So we gotta think about it like this, because Avengers tanked. Everything, almost every game on PlayStation that they had marketing rights for succeeded. It was popular except for one, and
Mm-hmm.
almost every game that
Yeah.
Microsoft had marketing rights for
Except for yeah,
tanked
if you want to be
except
tank,
for one.
except for one, which is
Two,
Devil May
two,
Cry.
two, two, two. Yeah, two. Because Devil May Cry had because that one was like everyone was
Well,
really
Division,
shocked
yeah.
that Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft had put the DLC because they had another DLC. They had the demo first before Sony fans did. So everybody got excited. And that's when everybody said, "Oh, it's going to be a exclusive," and they realized back then people were talking about, "Oh, it's going to be an exclusive game to the Microsoft." Like, no, it's a time exclusive,
Yep.
and so, but it sold well. I think mostly on the PlayStation, I believe.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
PlayStation decimated them. Um,
Yeah.
Second part of the NPDs. Switch was the best-selling hardware of December 2020 in both units and dollar sales. PlayStation 5 came in second in December 2020. So
Yeah.
this isn't a shocker because we knew that Switch was going to be number one. But are you guys shocked at all that for November and December, PlayStation was number two and Xbox was not number two? Are you shocked?
No, that's the way it was supposed to shake out.
Mm.
No.
That's
I
the way it was going to
mean,
shake out, regardless, if you ask me.
what you talking about, like with the NPD sales, that Microsoft's not on the list?
Yeah, Microsoft's not
I
on the
mean,
list.
you gotta think about it like this. They already admitted they released less Xboxes than PlayStation did with PS5s.
Yeah, they did.
PlayStation had less. They both were in
No,
the equal. Go
no,
ahead.
Xbox had less.
Yeah, they did have less because
Xbox launched with one and a half million units. And when PlayStation launched, it was like 2.5 million
And
units.
see, we were under the impression, Moss, that it was going to be the other way around.
Other way
We had,
around, yeah.
that's the confusing
Because
part
my
about it, because
because
Phil was saying that they had units, remember?
yep.
Like, and all that. We had this discussion, so that's why we're confused about it.
Well, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
Microsoft said that they were going to have the units, but the software was going to be a little far behind.
Mm-hmm.
But they came
Mhm.
out and said that they released like 1.5 million units.
So yeah, I know PlayStation had more units out there. What I was saying is they both came out with less supply than they originally wanted. Like right now, actually PlayStation 5 in December is selling less than what PlayStation 4 did at the same time in December when it launched, only because PlayStation 5 doesn't have the supply. But do we have any indication of what Xbox's supply was in December? Because I thought that they had, I don't want to say corrected.
All I know is the scalpers had started in December. The scalpers had started doing less with the Xbox and started dropping the prices of the Xbox over the
Okay.
PlayStation.
Yeah, they sure did. I remember that. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm
And
not
people
complaining.
have been finding it easier to walk into a store and get an Xbox.
Get an Xbox.
Let me,
Yeah.
Moss, let me ask you something for Aminor real quick, man. Do you
Okay.
think that if Stadia was on top, like say when Xcloud does drop and all that, if Stadia was at like 50 million units, all right, shipped or whatever, do you think they would publicize those numbers or keep them quiet the whole damn time? Do you think we'll ever hear Stadia numbers come out?
I think you will. You will hear them, but what Stadia is doing, which is smart, is they're considered like they don't even report Stadia numbers in their financials. They consider this R&D. This is still research and development. That's why they came out here and they just willing. And people say, oh, they don't want to talk about Stadia because it's a failure. No, they knew that there was a possibility that they weren't going to have impressive numbers to share. So they just chalked this up to R&D, research and development. That's why Jack Buser came out and said, this ain't going to sell at mass until 3 years from now. That bought them some time. You know what I mean?
So that's just they're just gonna so they're just using numbers until they already did estimate. They just
because remember they're still rolling out they're trying to roll out worldwide, like they're rolling out on a case by case basis. It all makes sense now for the territory.
Because they got underwater freaking cables. Yeah, they got underwater damn, what do you call that? Server blades. They got the submarines. Yeah. Google, if they wanted to do this worldwide, they could have done it worldwide. This is still R&D because they're trying to build up the machine learning. They're trying to build up the algorithm. And what everybody keeps forgetting, Storm, is the codec. See, people just say, oh, it's 8.5 teraflops. That ain't got nothing to do with the T in China. If the codec isn't efficient, meaning it gives out great fidelity, along with not sucking up your bandwidth, there's only so much they can do. So until they develop that next codec, which is, I think, the AV1 codec, that's really going to blow things out of the water. Until they get ready to roll out that AV1 codec, they're still in R&D. So they know what they're doing. That's why they don't report it in their financials or anything, because they know that they only have so much outreach and they're not going to be able to compete numbers-wise.
All right. I like it.
Yep. But interesting stuff. Nintendo is just so damn dominant that we can get from this. And as much as we were told, Storm, remember? Or I think everybody on this panel can remember, we were told, remember? Xbox Series S, that was going to change the game, remember?
S was going to do it.
It was going to give it to you. It was
going to $299. I remember Storm.
I said it myself and I stick by it.
I remember Storm was up here telling me, you don't think that $299 gonna make a difference?
That $299 is make a difference. That $299 is definitely gonna make a difference. It's gonna outsell the Series X. I can tell you that. Now the Series X might make more money in the beginning because it's $500, but the S is gonna outsell that by far. You'll see.
I think the purpose of the S was to bring people over at launch. If the S doesn't have a big 2021, I think the system is a bust.
Hey, put it like this. If the supply malls, if they had better supply, that S will be a console.
If they have better supply, then it has a chance. If they don't have better supply, that system is a bust. Because me and you know, the purpose of that system was just to bring people over to play natively for 2020 and 2021. In 2022 and 2023, it was supposed to become what? A stream box. But guess what it's missing? What is it missing?
And then I know one of Bunny's favorite YouTubers, Spawnwave, said, he broke down the S and everything. People have been breaking down that console and finding out that it's kind of dope for the price or whatever. So, I mean, that's what I'm thinking, man. We'll see.
But what is it missing? It's missing Wi-Fi 6. Everybody is chuckling and huckling right now. Oh, Wi-Fi 6. Who cares about Wi-Fi 6?
Right.
But
Like me.
but when Xbox gets efficient codecs where they're starting to do streaming, you're going to need Wi-Fi 6 in order for you to stream it properly, unless you run it through a wire. And everybody ain't going to run it. They're streaming through a wire. They're going to want to do it through Wi-Fi. If you ain't got Wi-Fi 6, you're in deep doo-doo. So we'll see. That's just my my 2 cents. You know how I like to turn the Trinity in the back of Xbox. I can't help it. But any other thoughts? Any other thoughts before we get out of here today? Any final thoughts?
I'm
I'm straight. The Old Milwaukee has been warm, and I switched over to Pabst Blue Ribbon, bro, during the show.
Yeah, you got some blue moon. You had some blue moon. All right, man. Well, with that said, let's roll on down. Let's do it backwards this time. Let's go to my homeboy, Project Storm. Storm, can you let the people know what you be getting into and where they can find you at?
I'm gonna keep it short, man, for y'all. So SML podcast tomorrow. You can find us at 11 a.m. on the Stadia Dosage News channel. You know what I'm saying, here on YouTube, and I'm also gonna be doing a lot more content, man. I'm opening up the floodgates for content. Like, so if you want to see a lot of RTX 3080 and some Series X on top of Stadia, then get ready for it. Subscribe if you haven't to the Project Storm channel right now, or whenever you get a chance.
All right. Next is Snow Bunny. Snow Bunny, let everybody know where they can find you, what content you're providing, and where they can find it at.
You can find me over at Snow Bunny Gaming on my channel. I am right now streaming Stardew Valley. It's a nice little chill game. Fun just to chill, stream, and chat with people while I'm doing it. I'm also going to be, like I said, once I figure out what day, I'm going to be streaming other gameplay of different games. I already got the game I want to do. It's just I gotta figure out what day I want to do it. Um, from the PlayStation 4, 'cause I'm having problems streaming from my Switch. So you can find me on Twitter at SnowBunny426. You can also find myself and my co-host Project Storm over on Snow Bunny Gaming 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays for Yin Meets Yang of Gaming, where we talk about gaming and our opposite views on gaming.
I heard
Definitely
that.
check them out. Definitely check them out. And last but certainly not least, our homegirl, Tron E. Where can everybody, let people know about the content that you provide, whether it's Twitter, whatever the case may be, and let people know where they can find you at.
Mostly I'm gonna be on Twitter. I go by Galactic Cutie. I'm also tagged into the announcements on the commission, so you can find me there as well. Also, I'm on the Roundtable Podcast, on King Thrash Gaming channel. And like I said, we have fun in there and we're wild. So be prepared.
It's not for the faint of heart. Definitely.
It's not for all those. It's not family friendly. But we get to discussions and we have guests as well. So if you want to chime in, you also can be invited if you wanted to, throw your little opinions in there if you want to.
Definitely. Last certainly, but not least, Tronny with Roundtable Podcast. Check him out. King Thrash. Me and him, we're gonna do a sit down on this channel. Definitely let him know. I ain't forgot about it. Well, me and him was rapping the other day. That said, you can find me, MM2K, here, MM2K videos. You can also find me as part of the Stadia Dosage platform with my good friend Project Storm, and there will be others. Again, reminder, let everybody know, starting next week, we're doing a little testing here. My Stadia live session, which is pretty popular over there on Stadia Dosage, is coming to the MM2K video channel here. We'll later then chop it up and put little segments over there on Stadia Dosage, but we're going to run it live here on this channel. So if you're not following this channel, you better do it, or you're going to miss out on Stadia live session. And you can find me again tomorrow with my homie, Project Storm, as we do SML podcasts over there on Stadia Dosage. Just look up Stadia Dosage News on YouTube. And with that said, thank you everybody for coming out. Have a wonderful gaming day. And as always, peace.
Bye.
Gotcha.
Bye.
Peace, y'all.